For Farmington, their usual customers returning the kick, Braden Krause and Donovan Howard, and they both have run a kickoff back for a touchdown this season. We'll see Jake Bridges as quarterback tonight. We'll see Jake Bridges in the secondary tonight. We'll see Jake Bridges punt tonight, probably. And we'll also see Jake Bridges kick off tonight. The guy does everything for this team.
He sure has, and we've already hit on it. He's been asked to do a lot of things for this football team today, this year, and tonight especially. He's going to be with the task of trying to take down these Farmington Knights.
Thanks for joining us for the Fleegs Equipment pregame show. Fleegs Equipment on Highway 32 between Farmington and St. Genevieve. They'll tee it up, and we will be ready to go. It's this battle in St. Francis County. And for Central, they won it last year, 39-3, snapping a 14-game losing streak in the series. Braden Krause with the pink shoes. You won't be able to miss him tonight. He'll be a pink blur.
Pink blur is right. That kid is fast.
Here comes Bridges to kick it off. It's a line drive kick. And this one hops to Donovan Howard at the 13-yard line. Howard looking for that middle room to the 25, breaks a tackle, and there he goes down. Let's meet the offense for Farmington and the defense for Central. For the Knights, it'll be Brant Busenbark leading them out. Chase Montgomery's his center. Charles Cook and Noah Patterson are the guards. The tackles are Chase Fishbeck and Devin Savage. Braden Krause, the wide receiver, along with Logan Dodson. In the backfield, Gavin Duncan, the usual starter, but we'll also see Colin Hewitt back there. William Siebert is on a wing, Tappan Westbrook as well. We'll see Braden Moon and Cameron Haynes as wings as well. Starting tackles for Central, Zach Rowley and Kyle Halter. The ends are Dustin Saunders and Keenan Johnson. Drew Harlow in the middle of that defense, along with Evan Sidebottom, Jace Bland, the other linebacker. They'll go with a straight eye setup. Siebert in front of Krause on the first play of the game. They fake it to Krause. They want to go long to Dodson. He's got a step and a half on the defense, and he's got the catch. Dodson grabs it at the 30, hauled down at the 26-yard line. What a throw and catch and a gain of 52 yards on the play. Busenbark to Dodson, and Krause used as the decoy.
He sure did, and that was ran straight up like an NFL play right there. Like you said, the I formation with the fullback, play action fake to Krause. Everybody keyed on him, and Dodson just streaking down the field, had 2 or 3 steps on his man. Great pass. Great way to bring it in.
With a lot of teams, Dodson would be a number 1 wide receiver. Has been number 2 this year, but he is a terrific wide receiver as well. Busenbark, option play, left side, looking for a block. Reverses field, coming back to the right side. He's at the 25, puts his head down to the 20, to the 15, and slammed out of bounds right there. It's a gain of 11 yards for Brant Busenbark, and a tough run. And I think, Luke, if memory serves, the first time we've seen Brant reverse field like that all year.
It sure is, and way to make a quick decision there. Didn't see anything to the left, and really a crafty move there, and able to pick up a lot of yards.
What a play call by Derek Eves on that first play. Going to the I formation, you put Krause back there as a decoy and have a lot of faith in Logan Dodson out there on the bomb. So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for Farmington on the first drive of the game. And Duncan, the fullback, they'll pull it from him. It's Busenbark slamming his way down inside of the 10 to the 6-yard line, and Busenbark with another tough run right there on a gain of 6 yards.
All right, Farmington moving the ball really well here on this first drive. A lot of energy, a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum right now. You got to put it in right now and capitalize on that great play.
Jake Bridges and Justin Halter are the corners. Nick Haney for Matt Richardson are the safeties. It's a 2nd and 3. Duncan, the lone setback on the wing, is Westbrook, and Moon in the slot to the left side. It'll be a keeper once again by Busenbark, and this time, well, Busenbark meet Drew Harlow, 6'3", 235 pounds. This guy's a ball of muscle coming at you in a hurry.
He sure is, and really made a name for himself on the defense last year. He's a guy that liked to go to on the goal line on offense. This year, he's playing a lot more offense, but defense is still his specialty.
He was their Jerome Bettis last year. They get down to the goal line, give him the ball, and he had 18 rushing touchdowns to help set a scoring record last year. They'll go to the I setup once again. Duncan in front of Krause. One wide to the left side, Dodson to the right side, right. It's a 3rd and 4 for the Knights. Busenbark down under center. Duncan is the lead back. Here's Krause cutting back to the 5, puts his head down, slams his way forward. I think he's going to be a yard short of the first down. He needed 4 and gets about 3. Needs maybe a yard and a half. Nice job that time by Rowley, Harlow, Jace Bland and company to shut him down there.
Well, Farmington, like you said, I think it is going to be about 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2 here. And if you remember last year, Farmington actually took the lead 3-0 on a Braden Krause field goal over there in Park Hills. It was the only points they scored that night, and it looks like Farmington's going to go for the field goal here.
It looks like it as they bring the tee out. Busenbark, the holder. It'll be a 22-yard attempt for Krause. Kraus already with a school record in distance, 42 yards and field goals in a game, but the snap is bad. Kraus gets it now wants to throw it, chucks it to the end zone. He was not able to throw it into the end zone. The pass now incomplete. Intended target right there, it looked like, was Ian Bertram, and that was a busted play from the get-go. The snap was a bad one, and now they say it's been an overrule, a completion down to the 1 for Bertram. The pass complete by Kraus. How about that craziness?
Wow, that was a crazy play, and Braden Kraus, no stranger to crazy plays on special teams. We've seen him run punts out of the end zone when he was supposed to be kicking it and get a first down there. He throws it on a bad snap and ends up hitting one of his linemen for a first down.
Well, special teams apparently not so special, and then it turns out well for Farmington. Busenbark down under center. He's got Duncan behind him. The give is to Dunk, and Dunk slams his way in for a touchdown. Farmington takes its first drive, puts it in the end zone, but not before a botched field goal attempt, then turns into a completed pass for a first down at the 1. Knights 6, Central nothing. 9:11 remaining in the first quarter.
Wow, and what a weird set of events there. And if you're Park Hills, I mean, the ball just did not bounce your way on that one. Like you said, a bad snap, and it looked like a botched field goal ends up turning out for the better for Farmington.
I thought for sure Kraus was going to tuck and run, too. That's what his M.O. is. And then he kind of scrambled around, looked toward the end zone, and completed it down to the 1-yard line, sails the extra point up and in. 7-0. Farmington leads. 9:11 remaining in the first. We're back with more on the other side of this 1-minute pause on KREI.
Ladies, have you heard Mower Mouse lately? Talking about saving your yards and turning your husbands into superheroes like him? Well, I'm here to tell you, he finally got one thing right. I'm Clarissa, Queen of the Green, and the Hustler Z-Turn mower is the best mower out there. It's so easy to operate, it's fast, fun, and smooth that you'll want to mow the yard yourself. Forget about the husband saving the day. Get out there and see what a lean, mean mowing machine is all about. Hand him the broom, the laundry, and the kids, and take a break from the inside. Enjoy all that Mother Nature has to offer on the Hustler Super Z. Be your own queen of the green. The Hustler Z-Turn mower was made to outmow, outperform, and outlast any other mower on the market, and it saves you money. Come to Fliggs Equipment today and take a test drive. Find out what it's really like to be queen for the day. Queen of the green, that is. Fliggs Equipment, Highway 32, St. Genevieve. Online at fliggs.com. Fliggs Equipment. Let our family serve your family.
Now scores more points on their first drive, Luke, than they did the entire meeting between these two last year. Braden Kraus is on for the kickoff here as he pounds this one through the back of the end zone. Central will have the football for its first possession. And our scoring drive recap brought to us by Auto Plaza Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of DeSoto and Fredericktown. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check on inventory and prices at autoplazaford.com.
Well, Farmington just took 6 plays to travel 75 yards down the field, and when it looked like Farmington would have to settle for a field goal, heads-up opportunity, Kraus throws the first down to one of his linemen on a bad snap. Turns out better for Farmington as they're able to get 4 more downs, and it only took one, and Duncan runs it in from 1 yard for the touchdown.
For Farmington's delight, with the lineman at least was an eligible receiver. It looked like 81 Ian Bertrand. We'll meet the starting lineup, says Jake Bridges brings his lineup to the line, and they're going to empty the backfield for Bridges right here. Go empty set. Jake trying to sneak it right here, and Bridges is pounded in the backfield. That was the defensive end, William Siebert, throwing him for a 1-yard loss on the sneak. All right, so it's Bridges. He brings him out. Drew Harlow's going to be the fullback. We'll see Keenan Johnson, Evan Sidebottom in the backfield. Dallas Coleman, the center. Tanner Friend, Jeremy Hegley are the guards. Russell Harrington, Holden Mayberry, the tackles. Tristan Campbell, Nick Haney, the wide receivers, and we'll see some other folks filter in there as well. We'll meet the defense here in just a moment on a 2nd and 11. They'll put Bridges back in the gun. Harlow stands just to his left with twins to each side. Harlow slamming his way through the middle. Farmington defensive players trying to hang on for life. A gain of 15 yards by Drew Harlow. This kid's a headbuster, Luke.
Oh, he sure is right there, and taking a good 10 players on Farmington to bring him down. And wow, this kid, he can move. He's a big boy, but he can move with the football, and right there shows you why Central has been going to him all year.
6.7 rumbling yards per carry for Harlow. 95 carries, 632 yards, just 8 touchdowns this year, at 18 last year. But a 1st and 10 for Central. First down for Central at their own 35-yard line. Harlow just went for 15 on the ground. Bridges back in the gun. He's going to send the motion man left to the right side. And hands it off to Harlow once again. This time Farmington is ready for it, and a whole host of tacklers right there. Moon late to the party helps out. It's Siebert once again in the backfield. And there is Colin Hewitt playing in that linebacker position as well. A loss of a yard for Harlow.
Well, William Siebert went in for the first tackle and kind of slid right off him. We know Siebert, he's one of the better defensive players on this team. He just slid right off Harlow. Luckily, he slowed him down enough that his teammates could get there in time.
So Chase Montgomery, Devin Savage on the inside. William Siebert, Cody Friedmeyer the ends. It's Michael Wright. We see Colin Hewitt and Gavin Duncan as linebackers. Cameron Haynes, Braden Moon in the corners. Logan Dodson, Tappan Westbrook are the safeties. This will bring up a 2nd and 11. It's a straight eye set, a power eye set. And Harlow's coming at you again off that left tackle. Puts the pads down and rips his way forward for a 7-yard gain.
Well, he sure does, and he gets a full head of steam, lowers that shoulder, and we've seen a lot of quick backs. We've seen a lot of guys that can get to the edge and turn it up fast, but I don't know if we've seen a guy that can just bruise like him.
He's a football player, isn't he?
He sure is.
He sure is. Great baseball talent as well. So a 3rd and 3 for Central. They've got Harlow in the backfield. Right in front of him is Keenan Johnson, 5'11", 215-pound senior. If you've been following Central this year, he's wearing a lineman's number most of the year. Great tackle by Logan Dodson. Dodson filling from his safety spot, and he shut down Harlow at the point of attack. 4th and 3.
That was a direct snap to Drew Harlow, and he took it to the right side off tackle. And like you said, Dodson came up, made a great tackle, went low, and you got to on those big boys. You got to go low, and he did. Made a big stop.
So Farmington apparently has a stop on Central's first possession. After we see how it plays out, you got Bridges as a punter. That kid can do anything from 15 yards deep. 6:20 remaining in this first quarter of play, and the Knights lead at 7-0. A key play, a botched field goal attempt resulting in a first down for the Knights to extend their drive, and they ended up scoring it. Bridges, a missile off of his right foot, and a punt return taken by Dodson at the 14-yard line, takes it across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Boy, Bridges got into that thing, didn't he?
Oh, he sure did. An extreme, a talented player, and like you said, he can flip the field on you, and that's what he did.
So Farmington with its second possession, and it begins at the Knights' 22-yard line. Brant Busenbark showing us some tough running on the first possession, but that first play call, Luke, kind of set the tone. They put Krause in the backfield more as a decoy, and they ran the fly pattern on the right side by Logan Dodson, completed it for 52 yards. They'll run the same formation this time. Duncan in front of Krause on the eye set. One wide to the left, one to the right side. The handoff is to Krause, and there are too many Rebels, but Krause pitches it at the final moment to Busenbark. Looks like a rugby play, and now Busenbark is caught in the backfield for a 4-yard loss. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Luke, that's probably the last thing the coaches want to have happen is Krause pitching it.
Well, I tell you what, heads-up play, this kid likes to improvise, and sometimes you just shake your head, and I know some of the coaches are beating their head off the wall thinking, oh, my gosh, we got away with that one, but probably not the way it was drew up.
Looked like the Reggie Bush play against Texas in the national championship game where he inexplicably pitches it in the middle of a bunch of traffic, and Texas recovered that one. But that time for the Knights, they do end up with the football back, and it looks like it was going to be a penalty. Was that an illegal forward pass? No. Whatever it was, it's a loss of 5 on the run, and that's what they'll take. So it'll be a loss of 5 for Busenbark. Busenbark is saying, hey, man, I shouldn't be a loss of 5 for me. That wasn't my fault. But that's the way the stats work. Now Krause will be the wide receiver to the right side. He's locked up one-on-one over there with Halter. And Bridges with Tyrese Welsh, I beg your pardon. Bridges helps him with that safety, but Krause runs inside of the double team and holds it in. He did it again. The kid did it again, and it's a gain of 33 yards against the double team. Nobody can check this kid.
Well, I tell you what, 6'2", 195 pounds. That kid, he just runs straight down the sideline there between two defenders, breaks inside at the last second, jumps up, two-handed grab. What a play.
So Farmington putting the pedal down right here. And as Busenbark rolls to the left side, looks for right on the out pattern, complete. Right, tippy-toes the sideline, and it's a gain of 16 yards. Great toss by Busenbark.
It sure was. We like whenever Brant can roll out to his left there. He's got great arm strength. Right, nice route out there, and nice job getting his feet down as he tippy-toes along the sideline on that out route.
Like Michael Wright with a 16-yard completion right there. And Farmington offense is clicking along once again, just like they did in the first possession. Duncan the fullback, 2 wings here and 1 wide to each side. Busenbark under center, Moon the motion man from the right to the left side. Option play. Busenbark keeps it, nowhere to go for him that time. That was Kyle Halter stuffing that play from the get-go. A loss of 1 for Busenbark. Let's go back to that fly pattern down the right side, looped by Kraus, because right at the snap, Jake Bridges, the safety, was sprinting to help on the coverage before the ball was ever thrown. He got there in good position, but we saw Kraus do what we've seen him do all year, is break the pattern off, go ball hawking, and just rip it down between 2 guys.
He sure is, and just a tremendous athlete. And I said 195 pounds. The kid's not quite that big yet. He's 170 pounds, but still 6'2", and a real athletic type.
Indeed, 2nd and 11, a loss of 1. And Busenbark goes back to pass. He'll throw the short out route this time, and the completion is to Moon. He's down to the 18-yard line, and it's a gain of 15 yards. And Busenbark looks terrifically sharp, Luke. He already has 116 yards passing. Last year in this meeting, Busenbark had 32 yards passing.
I'll tell you what, he's just dropping back and picking apart the Central defense right now. Like you said, pinpoint accuracy and getting a lot of people involved. Braden Kraus getting a lot of the attention. Some other guys are stepping up and making some plays.
Already completions to 4 different guys. Kraus also has a completion to another guy. Here's a pass toward the end zone. It's a back shoulder throw to right, but terrific coverage right there. That was Nick Haney on the coverage, and he had Wright locked up the entire way.
He sure did. But I like what Brent Busenbark did. He threw it to the corner of the end zone. The only person that was going to be able to make a play on that was Michael Wright, and there wasn't a chance for an interception on that. It was still a good throw.
That's something that Kraus has done well, or I beg your pardon, Busenbark has done well all year long. So a 2nd and 10. Duncan behind Busenbark, and it's trips to the right side, but the motion man Westbrook jets back to the eye. Option play right side. There's a good block. Pitch to the right side. This is Westbrook. Puts the head down. Slams his way out of bounds down at the 11-yard line. A nice gain of 7 yards on the option play to the short side, the right side.
A great timing by Busenbark on the pitch there, and Westbrook doing a nice job of turning it upfield. And Park Hill Central right now just kind of reeling. They're on their heels right now. They haven't had anybody come at them like this all year long.
So a wide receiver to the left side, that's Kraus, and the slot is Moon, and it'll be Duncan as the fullback. Busenbark rolling to the left. He's got a pitch man there. He wants to keep it. He plunges across the 10-yard line. Going to be short of the first down, though. It'll be a 4th and 1 on a gain of 2 that time by Busenbark.
Well, some of Farmington's best pass plays comes out of their field goal formation, as we've known.
Or a key one anyway, right?
Yeah.
So a 4th and short, a 4th and a yard, and Farmington going to set up to go for it here. Busenbark under center. He's got Duncan behind him. Duncan has the touchdown run already. Busenbark comes down under center. He's got a pair of wings with him. It's a long count. Barks it out. Moon the motion man. Busenbark keeps it. Dives across the 10. He needed to get to the 9-yard line. It's going to be one of those right foot, left foot spot kind of things. But as the officials mark it just inside of the 10, boy, I don't know. I can't tell from here. It's going to be a close one. Nice job by the defense. Halter, Rowley, Johnson, Harlow and company on the defensive side. They made this a tough call. And it's not a first down. The Central defense is held.
Wow.
Great job by the Central defense
Turnover
there.
on downs there, and Farmington taking it all the way down to the 10. It was about the 9.5 there, and it sure looked like he may have had enough. He faked the dive to Duncan and kind of went off the right side or left side of the guard. Just didn't have enough.
Well, that was a huge stop, too, Luke, because Central down a touchdown. The Farmington offense just kind of pushing their way down the field. Central was forced to punt on its first possession. Farmington with all the momentum, and Central gets a big 4th down stop. That's a big play by the Rebels. So the Rebel football, and they've got it at their own 9. Harlow behind Johnson in the backfield. It's an offset eye as Bridges, the quarterback, will deploy 2 wide receivers to the left side. And the give is off the tackle to the left side. Farmington comes up and stuffs the run right there. Good safety support. As the give there was to Evans Sidebottom, and he was met in the hole by Westbrook and stuffed for no gain.
He was, and Gavin Duncan also there to meet him right at the line of scrimmage there. And Farmington doing a nice job. You know, this is a big physical Park Hills team, and they're going to have to hold on for dear life sometimes with these guys.
The Farmington safeties aren't that big, Luke. Tappan Westbrook 5'6", 155. Logan Dodson at 5'8", and 160. But when they're playing well, they're pretty good in run support. Here's a 2nd and 10. Trips to the left, Twins off to the right side. Bridges putting everybody out on a pattern. Now he'll run a motion man off to the left side. That's side bottom. Bridges running for his life now as Bertrand chases him. A blown coverage, and Matt Richardson is wide open at midfield. Richardson slams through another tackle, and he's pulled down at the 40-yard line. Farmington flat blew a coverage right there, and it's a gain of 51 yards.
It sure was, and heads-up play by Jake Bridges, who looked like he might get sacked in the end zone for a safety there. He sprints out to his left, finds his open man going downfield, and it was a great play and a huge play for Park Hill Central, who was looking for one of those explosive plays that Farmington's had a couple times tonight. They got one right there.
Bridges threw a nice ball on the run to his left side there, but Farmington made it easy by not covering anybody. A 1st and 10 for Central. They're looking for the equalizer here. They'll run 4 wides to the right side. Harlow going to be on an island off to the left, and now they'll run a tight end over there with him, and it's Cody Woodward. Bridges can run from that pistol formation as well. Harlow going to be the motion man back to the right, so 4 to the right side. Bridges rolling the pocket to the right, and he throws a pick. He just overthrew his man that time. Logan Dodson right behind and grabbed it. 4th pick on the year for Logan Dodson, and Bridges just flew his man that time, Luke.
He sure did. Rolled out to the right there. He had a guy open, threw it just a little bit high, and Jake Bridges, usually he doesn't throw many interceptions, but Logan Dodson in the right spot at the right time there, making a heck of a play.
Farmington picked him off twice last year, Westbrook and Haynes, but Bridges did throw for 212 yards in that big win, 39-3. But these Knights are ball hawking it here tonight so far. Fullback this time is Colin Hewitt as the Knights get it back on the turnover. Farmington had 4 turnovers last week against Vianney, and when they were unable to convert any of those possessions into points. Busenbark back to pass. It's a short curl route that time. Pass is complete. Siebert breaks a couple of tackles and pushes it forward for an 8-yard gain. We haven't seen many of those possession-type pass plays from the Knights this year. That, to me, is a little bit of a newer wrinkle.
Yeah, and I like to see Brandon Busenbark really spreading the ball around tonight. You know, Krause is going to get a lot of attention. This Central coaching staff is they're great defensive minds over there, and they know how to really shut somebody down, and they've been trying to really close up on Krause so everybody else is getting involved.
So 2nd and 3, Hewitt the fullback here, 1 wide to each side, Dodson and Krause, and a couple of wingmen. Moon the motion man off to the left side. Busenbark runs that option. He's stuffed in the backfield again. Central doing a nice job reading that option play, and the tackle made by Keenan Johnson right there. Dustin Saunders helping out. They say Boozy did gain a yard on that play. It brings up a 3rd and a long 2 or a short 3. Take your pick. Busenbark 7 carries so far for 13 yards and just 4 carries by everybody else combined. Krause over on the right side. Richardson will be tasked with him on this play. Bridges going to lend support from the safety spot. And now Busenbark goes back to pass. He's got the safety valve open to his left, but he's crushed. I mean, he is hit. And that's one of your crown collisions right there, friends. A nice play by Dustin Saunders. Busenbark goes down on a 5-yard sack loss. And Central has played the last 2 possessions, the big downs. They've played well. And let's go ahead and say crown collision for Central right there. Crown Collision Center at Crown Motors, where customers bring their friends. Highway 67, north of Farmington.
It is, and a good job by Park Hill Central there. Forcing the 3 and out, really trying to slow down this Farmington juggernaut. They've just been moving the ball so well in this first quarter.
Knights only up by 7. They took their first drive down the field, scored with the assistance of actually a blown field goal attempt. Now the snap goes through the hands of Krause. Krause running it to the right side. He's in trouble, and he's taken down to the 25-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 on the rushing attempt by Krause. And now Central has a short field and a great chance to tie it up here.
It sure was, and another high snap there, and two special teams mistakes here by Farmington. Farmington was able to get out of the first one right there, giving the second one though, giving Central some great field position.
The first special team mistake actually set up Farmington to score. The second special team mistake may just set up Central to score. 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter in a 7-0 ball game. It's a good one, Luke, just like we thought.
Oh, it's been fun, that's for sure.
Bridges is back in that pistol. 3 to the right, 2 to the left side. 1st and 10 for the Farmington 25. The last possession resulted in a Logan Dodson interception. Bridges threw high to his man. Now Jake's going to take off. He's the 20, the 15. Jake cutting to his left to the 10, to the 5. Bridges to the end zone. Dancing and skirting his way around the defense. A 25-yard touchdown jolt by Jake Bridges. He's into the end zone for the 6th time this year on the ground, and we're within an extra point of tying this baby up with 16 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, he sure was, and what a play, dancing and going everywhere. And we've seen Jake Bridges do a lot of running last year, and he really can make you pay, and that time he did. And just what a great football move right there for 25 yards out. And tell you what, Farmington's mistakes letting Central into this thing.
Bridges ran for 118 yards last year against Farmington. That was kind of the unveiling as Bridges as the runner for this team last year. He was dynamic, and he showed us his feet right there on that superb touchdown run. Now Bridges will be on for the extra point. The snap is good. The hold is down. And we're all tied up at 7. 16 seconds left in the first. Back with your kickoff in a minute on KREI.
When it's time for your next building project, indoors or out, stop by County Do It Center in St. Genevieve and Bloomsdale or Farmington Building Supply in Farmington. Bring in your plans, drawings, or just your ideas, and they'll have the materials and supplies you need, along with the information and experience you can trust. And you'll find everything you need in lumber, doors, windows, paint, painting supplies, and more. Everything you need from start to finish. That's County Do It Center in St. Genevieve and Bloomsdale and Farmington Building Supply.
Passed from one generation to the next, it's shopping at Megasports. It's become a Parkland tradition. For over 20 years, Megasports has provided Southeast Missouri a business that is family-owned and offers top-notch names in athletic apparel and equipment. Under Armour, Mizuno, Nike, Rawlings, along with unmatched customer service. Megasports offers team discounts and is honored to support and supply all local school athletic programs. In the field or on the field, it's Megasports in Farmington's Maple Valley Shopping Center.
So Bridges scores on the 25-yard touchdown run. He kicks the extra point, tie it up at 7, and now he's going to kick it away for Central. Kraus, the deep man, along with Howard. They want to kick it away from Kraus. They do so, and Howard grabs it at the 14-yard line. Howard to the 20 and taken down at the 25-yard line. Our touchdown scoring recap brought to us by Auto Plaza Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of DeSoto and Fredericktown. In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, check out inventory and prices at autoplazaford.com.
Well, just one play on this as Central takes over after the Farmington botched snap and bad punt. And Jake Bridges from 25 yards out, he scrambles for a touchdown there and a pretty play and evens up this thing at 7-7 here in the first quarter.
1st and 10 for the Knights as we are tied at 7 with just 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Duncan back in at that fullback spot. Busenbark down under center. They've run the option play quite a lot in this first quarter. One wide to the right side. That's Kraus. Long count by Busenbark. He keeps it, pitches it left side Westbrook. Westbrook to the 30. Leans forward, fumbles it out of bounds. And did Central get it before it went out of bounds? That's the question. And the official says second down. Boy, that was a close one. And Farmington actually gains 7 on the play. But it looked for a second like Central was going to have the ball, Luke, right back for the second time in a row on a turnover.
It sure was, and Tappan Westbrook got lucky there, lost the ball, and it just was bouncing, and it looked like a couple of them Central players were going to bounce right on it there.
So 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 2nd and 3 for Farmington. Busenbark under center, Duncan behind him, trips to the left side. Friedmeier's the tight end off to the right. Long count once again by Busenbark. Hands it off. Here's Duncan now, fighting his way toward first down yardage. It's going to be close to the first down marker. We'll see if he gets it when we start our second quarter to play. Tied at 7 after 1. The battle in St. Francis County. Farmington and Central. Back in a minute on KREI.
TG Missouri is proud to be a part of the community and is committed to being a good corporate citizen and partner in the Perryville community. TG Missouri encourages young athletes to strive for their best. These young athletes and coaches work hard, and their determination is commended. This message brought to you by your friends at TG Missouri in Perryville. Proud to support our young athletes and coaches.
At Midwest Sports Center, we sell fun and make your outdoor living easy. Hi, I'm Josh Harris, owner of Midwest Sports Center in Farmington. Stop by and test drive a brand new Can-Am F3 Spider. Check out the new Polaris Slingshot. And if you've been thinking about a side-by-side, well, now's the time. Prices starting at $69.99. Kick it up a notch and give you and your family the ultimate fun at Midwest Sports Center, located right next to Redfield Collision Center in Farmington. Like us on Facebook, shop us online, MidwestSportsCenter.com.
Tied at 7, headed toward the second quarter of play. We might already have our
Tow vehicles weigh up to 80,000 pounds. Average is 73 feet in length. Think they can see you? Don't bet your life on it. Stay out of...
You got it.
We're tied at 7 starting the second quarter of play now. Farmington and Park Hills Central. Knights have the football. 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. Duncan going to be the fullback here. Busenbark will be the man under center for the Knights. Busenbark threw for 123 first quarter yards and completed passes to 5 different receivers. He was sharp in that first quarter of play, but only 7 points to show for it, as the Central defense got tough twice when they really needed to. And the lone touchdown for Central coming off a failed Farmington punt attempt, where the punter Kraus tried to advance it, tackled behind the line, and then Bridges went 25 yards for the scamper. It'll be Kraus set up in the I formation behind Duncan here. Twins to the right side. They hand off to Kraus. He's trying to get to the outside of the left side. He's got the 40. He's got the 45-50. Stiff arms a man and drug out at the 45-yard line. Kraus running tough right there. And it's a gain by Kraus of 22 yards.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Braden Kraus in the backfield, but Farmington just trying to get the ball in their best player's hands as many ways as possible there. And it was just a straight I formation run, and Kraus really made a great move to get outside the tackle there, and he had a lot of room to run after that.
Good seal block by Friedmeier there. They unveiled this formation against Cape Central, and Kraus was able to run for some yardage. It didn't translate into a lot of points, though, on this formation, but they were able to gain some yards. Kraus a tough runner, whether he's catching it or getting the handoff. 9 in the box for Central. Lone wide receiver to the right side is Dotson. Kraus running in the I set once again, trying to get to the outside, follows that block of Duncan, cuts back, he's to the 40, to the 30, slamming through 2 tacklers, down to the 25-yard line, spins to the 23-yard line. What a run by Kraus, and another gain of 22 yards.
Well, he sure was. Same time, pushing his lead blocker, Gavin Duncan, out there like, hey, man, spring me on this one, and he sure did. And then he did a little bit of work 10 yards down the field, just in and out of some players. I tell you what, this kid is some kind of football player.
Wasn't that a great read for a guy that really hasn't run out of the eye a whole lot this year? 11:35 remaining in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. And Braden Kraus running from the I set here in this formation. Busenbark, the quarterback, and he fakes it to him this time. Busenbark looks downfield, chucks it toward the end zone, and that was pretty good coverage down there. Dodson jumped for it, was covered by Tyrese Welsh on terrific coverage. And Luke, the intensity of this rivalry. Welsh with a great defensive play, a nice effort by Dodson. And when both young men got up, they both tapped each other on the helmet and said, good play. I kind of like that.
Well, yeah, and I know what these kids, they know each other. They live right down the highway from these, these guys. They play summer baseball together, a lot of different sports. So these guys are friends, a lot of them are.
One wide to the right side, that's Kraus. Dodson's off to the left. Duncan will be the fullback here. Motion man is Westbrook to the right side. Busenbark keeps. Busenbark to the 20. Pitches late. That's to Westbrook. Westbrook slamming his way down to the 10. Boozy's getting better and better at that option play. It looked like Westbrook stepped out at the 15, so it's a gain of 9.
Yeah, and they really are. I tell you what, really getting the groove. This offense is really clicking right now, and this is as good as I've seen them all year, Chad.
Well, that first game against Ladue, we saw, okay, they got this option game. It's not really working great yet, but we'll see. And they have improved on that timing the entire year. So a 3rd and just a yard. Duncan, the fullback here. Busenbark, a bruising quarterback. He could run for it as well. And they'll run a little motion here as Busenbark does keep it. Busenbark puts his head down, slams his way forward, and gains 4 yards. And, Luke, you did not have the chance to see Busenbark's run for touchdown last week. He met a guy at the 1-yard line, put his head down. The Vianney defender ended up on his back 6 yards deep in the end zone.
There you go.
It was amazing.
Here comes the steamroller. Get out of the way. Busenbark laying some carpet on that one.
Yeah,
huh?
Indeed. It's at 11:05 remaining in the second quarter. Busenbark under center. Twins to the left side. Motion man. Moon goes back. And now another option play. Boozy keeps it, but the defense ready for him right there. Harlow right there. 6'3", 235. This guy's got the dimensions. He's got the heart. He's got the motor. Great play at the loss of 1 for Busenbark.
Here it is, Central's defense tightening up again here on Farmington as they get inside the 15-yard line. We've been here 3 times tonight with Farmington offense. Central's turned them away once and really had them stuck for a field goal. If it hadn't been for a heads-up play for Kraus, Farmington was able to get another set of downs and score a touchdown, but Central's defense really tightens up here in the red zone.
Yeah, they've played the big downs well. So a 2nd and 11 for the Knights. Kraus to the right side. In the slot over there is Westbrook. Busenbark back to pass, looking toward the end zone. Kraus got it at the 3. Jumps for the end zone. Touchdown, Knights! It's a 14-yard touchdown pass. Busenbark to Kraus. Kraus's 13th touchdown catch of the year. And the 16th touchdown pass for Busenbark. Farmington breaks on top by a touchdown. 10:23 remaining in the first half.
Well, it was, and I tell you what the best part about that play was the time that Busenbark had in that pocket. You've seen a lot of pressure from Central's defense, but the offensive line for Farmington giving Brant plenty of time there. Braden runs a great slant route there, hauls it in, skips over the goal line. Touchdown, Farmington.
And then he comes on and tacks on the extra. 14-7, Farmington over Central. This is a fun one. 10:23 remaining in the first half. Your kickoff in 1 minute on KREI.
Investing in a degree or certificate from Mineral Area College can pay you dividends. It's why we've been serving the surrounding community since 1922. Studies consistently show people who get an education after high school still earn a lot more in their lifetime. Show yourself you care. Invest in your education. Check MAC out at mineralarea.edu or call us at 573-431-4593 because MAC is your next step.
The First Free Will Baptist Church in Farmington would like to extend an invitation to anyone who may not have a home church to come and join them. They hold Bible study Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. and worship services start at 10. Sunday evening services are at 6 p.m. Adult and youth services are held Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. The First Free Will Baptist Church would like to invite you to come and worship with them. They're located on the corner of A and Columbia Streets in Farmington.
Nick Haney, the deep man on the kickoff return, won't matter. Braden Kraus just slams this 8 yards deep in the end zone. All right, our touchdown recap brought to us by Auto Plaza Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of DeSoto and Fredericktown.
Well, one of Farmington's best drives of the game so far. They started on their own 25-yard line, went 8 plays. And I tell you what, we've seen Braden Kraus in that I formation, so a couple of great runs, but he caps it off with a reception down on the 14-yard line and a slant route from Busenbark to Kraus for the touchdown. Farmington goes back up on top, 14-7.
I think Derek Eves using Braden Kraus like the queen on a chessboard right now, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Just moving him all over the place. He can go diagonal, he can go straight, he can go left and right.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. Okay, so a 1st and 10. For Central. Jake Bridges is back in the gun. We saw an electric run from this young guy on their last possession for a touchdown. Harlow, the motion man, right to the left side. They'll flood the left with 4 wideouts, and Bridges rolls that way, and he fires it on the intermediate route right there. On a nice toss by Bridges. Tristan Campbell with the completion and a 7-yard gain.
He sure was. He went to his, kind of had to go down a little bit lower to make the catch there. No chance for yards afterwards, but nice job by Bridges getting it there and setting up 2nd and short.
But I think we have a couple of, just really terrific quarterbacks we're watching in this one.
Boy, I tell you, some of the best in the area right now at work.
9:52 and counting down in the first half of play. Farmington leading Central 14-7. Central won the matchup last year, 39-3. Felt like yesterday.
Well, I tell you what, yeah.
Trips to the right side, twins to the left. And back in the gun is Bridges. They're going to flush him out of the pocket right there. Siebert chasing him down, grabs him by the shirt, and finally rips him down at the 16-yard line. Bridges kept playing, keep away with him, and finally Siebert tracked him down. Siebert has been the best rush in for this team all year long. They gave Bridges forward progress, and it's only a yard. Well, no, from the original line of scrimmage, it'll be an 8-yard loss.
Yeah, it sure was, and a sack there by Siebert. Like you said, he's one of the guys that's been making all those plays in the backfield all year long, and he got a hand on Bridges. Did not let go. You can't let that kid go because the play is never over with him.
He's slippery as an eel, man. 9 minutes remaining in the first half. 14-7. Farmington leads. 3rd and 10 for Central. And a timeout by the Knights defense. 8:56 remaining in the first half. 14-7 Farmington. 3rd and 10 for Central at their own 20-yard line when we come back in 30 seconds right here on KREI.
Hello friends, this is Josh Vandegraff with 3J Seamless Guttering and Siding. We're a locally owned business serving the St. Francis County and surrounding areas for over 20 years. Do you need a new roof on your home? Are you tired of waiting? Then give us a call at area code 573-330-0150. We can guarantee that your project will be done within 3 weeks of our first call. All estimates are free, and we look forward to working with you. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/3JsGuttering.
.8:56 remaining in the first half. A 14-7 lead for Farmington, but Central's got the football. Got it at their own 20-yard line, taking a look at a 3rd and 10. Our timeout brought to us by Culligan Water. Timeout water break for better water in every room for everyone in your home. Say, hey, Culligan man today. Culligan, better water, pure and simple. Culligan Water in Leadington, 431-3016. So a 3rd and 10. And Central's got a guy behind the center they want on a 3rd and 10. It's Jake Bridges, 253 yards passing per game, 26 touchdowns on the year. He's got twins to the left, 3 wides to the right side, the short side. Bridges surveys the whole thing, barks it out, and here we go. Under pressure, breaks the pocket, looks deep. Farmington playing that coverage, but a near catch. Oh, what an effort that time by Cody Woodward. He was locked up with Farmington's best cover guy, Cameron Haynes, and they kind of jostled each other the whole way down, Luke.
It sure was, and Cody Woodward, I tell you what, man, I thought he was about ready to make a spectacular catch. Had it in his hands, just couldn't complete it down to the ground there. And it was a great pass by Jake Bridges there. Bought himself some time. But nice coverage by Cameron Haynes of Farmington there. A nice job by the Farmington defensive unit.
We talked about this for Busenbark, but Bridges did it right there, Luke. Put it in a spot that only his wide receiver would be able to get it, and just about completed it. Good effort that time by Woodward, but Haynes with the good coverage there as well. Snap is back to Bridges on the punt attempt. He gets it away cleanly and slams another one. And he drives Dodson all the way back to his 30. Dodson picks it up, jets to the left side to the 32, a stiff arm, and knocked out at the 35-yard line. Dodson and company have been reluctant to field punts this year, but he probably saved himself 10 to 15 yards by grabbing a hold of that one.
He sure did. Heads-up play there and almost muffed it a little bit. Did a nice job of collecting it there and getting a few yards.
So a good game here in this St. Francis County battle. Farmington leading it 14-7. 8:37 remaining in the first half. St. Genevieve over Caruthersville 7-0 on J98. Fredericktown leads North County, Luke, 10-0. How about that? We'll watch those scores.
Yeah, no kidding. A lot of playoff seeding scenarios coming up tonight.
Knights football, they've got it at their own 35. It'll be Greco, the wide receiver, to the left. Over to the right side, that's Braden Krause. Stay tuned for the halftime show. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy specializing in special orders. If they don't have it in stock, they'll get it for you the very next day. Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, your total health care destination in Deloche, Fredericktown, and Ironton. Ryan will have all the updated scores and highlights from our broadcast games tonight. And thanks so much for listening tonight on KREI and also watching on KREI Web TV at mymoinfo.com. Jack Sadler with a video for us this evening. So Knights lead by a touchdown, 14-7. 1st and 10 for Farmington. They've got it at their own 35-yard line. Trips to the right, one to the left side. Duncan the single setback. Busenbark barks it out. He's looking over the middle, nobody home, now fires it. Great pass to Moon. Moon at the 50, Moon at the 45-yard line, and it's a gain of 20 yards. That was a tight window, and Busenbark just threaded it right in there, and now a late flag, so we'll have to see what happened.
Well, that came out right after he threw the pass. It could be holding, and it could have been on the defense.
Busenbark is super sharp tonight.
Oh, he sure was. He was right there. And we got another flag out there by the 50, so maybe 2 flags on this.
Oh, I didn't see the first flag. You didn't see the second one.
Well, there you go.
Now they're talking to Jake Bridges. He's the captain of the Central defense, and so it appears like both flags are going against Farmington. Hold on Farmington. Blocking the back on Farmington. They're busted both ways.
Gotcha.
And so a great pass by Busenbark is going to be nullified.
Well, it looked like Busenbark had all kinds of time, stepped up in the pocket there, and that was probably because of holding.
Yeah, probably was. First penalty against Farmington tonight. No penalties against Central. So we've had a couple of turnovers, but no penalties. So it's been clean in that respect. 8:29 remaining in this first half of play. 14-7. Farmington on top of Central. And the Knights on that spot foul looking at a 1st and 22. It was actually a 12-yard penalty there on the spot foul with the hold. So twins to the right, one man to the left side. And Busenbark is down under center with Duncan behind him. Brandt calls it out, drops straight back, looking over the middle, nobody home there. Finds Moon again. Moon breaks one tackle and then driven down by Evan Sidebottom, the second guy there, on a gain of 8 yards. Farmington, which is usually a little bit more run-heavy, particularly early in the game, they've gone to the air a lot more frequently tonight in the first. We usually see that air game fleshed out more in the second half when Farmington has been trailing, but they've gone to the air a lot more in the first half tonight, and they've been successful doing it.
It sure has. Busenbark's looked sharp there, and like I said, I like seeing a lot of other guys getting involved. We know what Kraus can do, but seeing guys like Moon and Dotson getting into the passing game. Wright caught a big pass, too. I like seeing what these guys can do.
Kraus to the right. There's Greco off to the left side. A couple of wings here as well. Busenbark runs the keeper, and a nice decision by Busenbark on a 2nd and 14. He gains 8 yards. He went to his left, Luke, and then just cut straight up the field behind a very good block by Devin Savage.
He sure did. Nice decision here. And what started off as a 1st and 22, Farmington's got back into about a 3rd and 5.
Well, that's pretty efficient first 2 downs there for the Knights. And they've got a 3rd and 5 here. You've got Duncan as the fullback. In the slot over to the right side, that's Siebert. On the wing is Moon. Kraus will be the wideout to the right side. Busenbark has Greco to his left. Busenbark back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going down. Halter got him again. Kyle Halter already has sacked him once, and Kyle Halter got him for a second time. It's a loss of 7 yards. A great play by Halter there.
He sure did, and Busenbark fought to get out of that hold, but Halter wasn't letting go.
So Farmington has had a little bit of trouble with the special teams tonight as they've been unable to connect on a couple of snaps. Kraus not on the field to punt and runs out late. Plenty of time on the play clock, 14 seconds there. 6.5 minutes remaining in the first half. And Central looking to get the ball back to try to tie this game. So Kraus is back to punt with his toes on the 20-yard line. He gets the snap this time. And it's a medium punt, bouncing at the 32, picks up a Farmington hop, and rolling to the 24-yard line. So Central's got it back. Let's thank a few sponsors. And we'd like to thank ProCare Automotive in Bonne Terre, Earth Mother Health Foods, County Do-It Center in St. Genevieve, Crown Collision Center in Farmington, Fleegs Equipment, our pregame show sponsor, and Culligan Water in Leadington, our timeout sponsor tonight. Halfway, expect Central to go tie this game just because it's such a great game, but we'll see.
Well, it sure has, and they've got, when they feed it to Harlow, I think maybe they need to get back to that because Farmington was having a tough time tackling him.
4 carries for Harlow and 21 yards. Yeah, so he had a 15-yard carry on one of those attempts. Harlow going to set up in the eye behind Johnson. And, Luke, you called the play. There's big Harlow, and he pounds his way forward, although just does it for a couple of yards. Bertrand right there. Duncan, and who else helped out on that tackle? That was Noah Patterson. So 3 men on the tackle right there on a gain of 2 by Harlow.
Farmington doing a nice job there of slowing down the big guy there for just a minimum gain.
Harlow running for 78 yards per game on the season. 5:44 remaining in this second quarter, 14-7. And Farmington leads by a touchdown. They'll go with the offset eye again. Johnson in front of Harlow. They'll run twins off to the left side. That's Nick Haney over there, along with Tristan Campbell. And they fake it this time to Harlow. Bridges rolling to his left. He's got 3 wide receivers out there. Now being chased down, running away from Friedmeier. Going to play some playground ball now. Pitches it up there, and the ball is in and out of the hands of the target that time. That was Nick Haney. Gave a pretty good effort right there. And the one thing that you notice, I think, on that play is Bridges' ability to extend the play with his feet.
Yeah, absolutely, and such a dangerous player. The play looked like it was over as he rolled out to the left initially. Didn't see anything he liked. He rolls all the way back over to the right side of the field near us, and then the play goes on for another couple seconds, and that's what you got to watch because you can't ask your defensive backfield to play just basically like guarding like a basketball game out there for 8 or 9 seconds.
So that's tough coverage as Haney came from that left side and all the way across the field to help his quarterback. So a 3rd and 8 here for Central, and Bridges empties the backfield once again. Trips to the left, twins to the right side, tunnel screen this time, and this one's incomplete. The pass was intended once again for Nick Haney, but Bridges threw that just a little bit wide of him right there.
Yeah, trying to set up a little bit of a screen play there for Haney and trying to catch Farmington off guard, but just couldn't get it there in time.
The Farmington defense playing tough, Luke, against a team that scores nearly 40 points a game and averages 434 yards a game. 5:13 remaining in this first half. 14-7, Knights on top. And Bridges back in the punt formation with his heels on his own 10-yard line. Dotson is the return man for Farmington. He stands back near his 30. Bridges rolling it. Looked like he thought about running it and then shanks it off to the right side. And as the official continues to walk, he's going to say this thing went out of bounds on the central half of the field, and he walks it all the way back to the central 44. And now they're going to readjust it. He's going to retreat all the way back to the Farmington 40 and then walk it back again. And where will he stop this time? It's like a Price is Right game.
There you go.
Comes all the way
the
back
wheel
to
stops right at the 40. The old showcase showdown there.
Yeah. 5:06 remaining in the first half. A 14-7 lead for the Knights, and Farmington now with a superb field position. This is the side of the field that Central had the great field position on Farmington's failed punt attempt, and now it's the Rebels who shank a punt, and the Knights have the short field to try to attack on with 5:06 remaining in the first half. 14-7 score. Farmington leads by a touchdown. Wright, the wide receiver, to the left. Kraus, the wide receiver, to the right. Couple of wings, and the fullback is Duncan. Motion man Moon here. Option play left side. Busenbark keeps it and runs right into the waiting arms of Drew Harlow. Or if there's one guy you don't want to run smack into, it's probably Drew Harlow.
Yeah, if I see him on one side of the field, I'm definitely going to the other. And Busenbark got a face-to-face meeting with Drew Harlow.
Harlow read it right. Now, Central is running a double middle linebacker formation here. They've got side bottom and Harlow running twin middles. And then Jace Bland is the lone outside backer who's reading which side he'll go on. Farmington looking at a 2nd and 9. And over the middle, Moon catches a bullet and steps out of a tackle to the 15, down to the 11-yard line. A gain of 28 yards. What a play by Moon.
Well, I tell you what, it was a quick drop back, only about a two-drop step there for Brent Busenbark. And he found his man Moon, quick hitter there. And Moon, man, so quick in that up the seam there. Made a nice play. He's made some nice catches tonight.
He's made some terrific catches. That was a bullet headed to him. He not only grabbed it in traffic, but then broke a tackle, shook a man, and got down to the 10. And he had 10 catches all year coming in for 134 yards. He's got 3 grabs tonight for 51. And it's a 1st and goal for the Knights. They've got it at the 10-yard line of Central. Kraus dots the I in the backfield. They pitch to him. They want to run the sweep to the right side. Braden drops it, though, but Busenbark somehow gets there to grab a hold of it. A loss of 7 yards. Boy, as much as Kraus catches it, a wide receiver had some slippery fingers there, huh?
Yeah, he did, and trying to catch that toss sweep there and just couldn't hang on to it. Heads-up play by Busenbark to fall back on the ball.
172 yards passing for Brant Busenbark in this first half. He's been super sharp, and Moon helped him out with a nice catch and run just a couple of plays ago. 2nd and goal from the 17-yard line now for the Knights. One man to the right side, that's Kraus. Twins to the left, and Duncan the lone setback as Busenbark goes back to pass. Skinny in route, and that one's slapped down to the ground by Harlow.
Yeah, he went for Westbrook there on just right up the seam again, but that time it was defended very well there.
Farmington leads 14-7, 3:24 remaining in the first half. We've seen Central play some big downs very, very well in this game, and they're going to try to come up with another one right here to hold Farmington to a field goal attempt. Knights have a 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line. So you know they're looking for a scoring chance on this play. 6 seconds remaining on the play clock. Probably wise to get a timeout, and that's exactly what the Knights will do. 3:24 remaining in the first half. 14-7. Farmington leads. 3rd and goal from the 17 after this 30-second pause right here on KREI Farmington.
Are you one of those unfortunate people whose vehicle was damaged by hail this spring? Are you still waiting to have your damage repaired? Since April, Brad Wooten Auto Body has been fixing hail-damaged vehicles nonstop with a 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility, factory-trained ASE and ICAR certified technicians. Brad Wooten Auto Body has the facility and staff to fix your vehicle right now. They are a direct repair facility for most major insurance companies and feature a written lifetime warranty. Call Brad Wooten Auto Body at 573-546-BUMP.
3rd and goal from the 17-yard line. Luke Mell calling for the fumble-rooski on this play. I don't know if you can do that anymore, Luke.
Well, I've been known to call for a few here.
Yeah. Just kidding, by the way. Luke was a wide receiver, so he'll never call for that one.
No. I had a couple hit me straight in the face mask one time.
Calling for the fade route.
There you go. That's what I'm liking.
Okay, all right.
I think you put your Braden on the outside one-on-one. Let him go up and get it.
Or 1-on-2 even, huh?
Yeah.
3:24 remaining in the first half. 14-7. Knights on top. They've got a 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line. Right, the wide receiver to the left. Haven't seen Dodson out there here in a few plays. Busenbark goes down under center. Busenbark barks it out on the long count, rolls to the right side. He rolls outside of the pocket this time, fires toward the middle of the end zone. It's tipped and caught! It's tipped and caught for a touchdown! Braden Moon! A 17-yard touchdown pass. Busenbark threw it through the hands of the defender. It popped up into the air, and Moon caught it for the score. Now, after I told you all that, a flag on the play in the holding box.
Ooh, wow. Oh, man. Tell you what, that was Braden Moon. What the concentration there, bringing that one in.
A hold by the Knights. That'll cost him 10 yards, but more importantly, Luke Mel, it'll cost him 6 or 7 points.
Oh, a chance to go up by 2 scores here for Farmington, and wow, it just slips through their fingers, man, figuratively and literally.
Boy, Busenbark had enough zip on that ball that it just got through the fingertips of the defender. It popped up into the air, and right underneath of it was Braden Moon, who showed tremendous concentration. And Farmington now has a 3rd and goal from the 30-yard line.
Just trying to rack up some of them.
Now you're looking for a Hail Mary type situation. Or you know what? With Krause as your kicker, it wouldn't be out of the realm of the possibility to run the ball and set up for field goal yardage, because then you could still go up 2 scores. We'll see. Busenbark back to pass, rolls to the left side, looks to the end zone, looking for Michael Wright. Wright getting inside the defender, and perfect coverage that time. And a great job by coverage by Tyrese Welsh. We've seen Welsh, just a sophomore, come up with some really, really nice coverage a couple of times.
Yeah, he was there, and he kind of threw it up there for Wright to go get, and Wright didn't make a play for it, but Welch did too, and nobody could come down with it.
This is well within the leg of Braden Krause. It would be a 47-yard field goal. But Farmington, Luke, it doesn't look like they're sending out their kicking team. I think it's a head-scratcher. Krause can blast it through from here, and that would make it a 2-score game. But instead, Farmington going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 30.
Oof. Well, it would be a long field goal for sure, but.
So that's the call. All right, 4th and goal from the 30 for the Knights instead of a 47-yard field goal try for Krause. So Busenbark down under center. And just a safety defense here by Central. Busenbark under heavy pressure. He gets away from 2 defenders. And now he's going to toss it near the end zone into double coverage, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete. And Farmington just really kind of shot themselves in the foot late in that drive. But the other variable there, Luke, is they decided not to allow Braden Krause to try the long field goal.
It was, and kind of a question there. We've seen Braden, especially in warm-ups, knock it through from 50 yards, so that would have been well within his range there. Just a coaching decision not to go for the field goal there, and Central's going to get the ball back on the 30-yard line.
So the Rebels looking to try to tie it up. 3 minutes and 1 second remaining in the first half. 14-7, and the dangerous Jake Bridges back on the field. Harlow's going to be the slot to the right side. It'll be twins to the right and 3 wide receivers off to the left. And Central going to that passing look, but Bridges is going to run the quarterback draw right here. He shoves it ahead for a 6-yard gain. Savage brought him down. 4th carry for Bridges. He's gained 24 yards. He has actually a 25-yard touchdown run, by the way.
He does. It looks like he just floats around out there. He's so quick with his feet. And like you said, it was the fake the pass, the QB draw, and within an instant he's picked up 6 yards.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 35 seconds and counting down on our first half. 14-7, Farmington leads it here. 2 deep safeties. And Bridges is back in that pistol formation. He's got 3 to the left and 2 to the right side. Wants to try to break the pocket again. Farmington trying to hem him in, and they do. It's a sack. The Knights brought him down. Devin Savage wearing the number of Walker Johns, and it's a loss of 4.
It was 51, bringing him down for the sack there. Great defensive play for Farmington, and setting up a big 3rd down here.
3rd and 8 for Central. And Eric Krupe talked about trying to keep Bridges inside of the pocket that time, and you saw the ends crash in and just kind of keep contained right there. So a 3rd and 8 for Central. Trips to the left, 2 to the right side. They'll run a motion man here. Fake the handoff. Bridges keeps. Bridges gets to the outside, picks up a block. But Farmington swarms and drives him down after a 2-yard gain. But it's going to bring up a 4th and 6. Well, there the night. We talked about Central playing the big downs well, Luke. There's an example of the Farmington defense playing a big down well.
Yeah, we kind of called out that Farmington defense to play a little bit better. You know, they had a great game against Ladue at the beginning of the season, where they kind of gave up some points, gave up some yards here in the past few weeks. We kind of called them out a little bit, and Farmington's defense up to the challenge so far tonight.
The Central lets this clock melt a little bit before they punt it away. Farmington will get the football with just about a minute left in the first half. Bridges way back there in that punt formation. In fact, he's about 18, 19 yards deep in the punt formation. Gets the snap, goes off his right foot. It's a line drive kick. Dodson comes up to grab it at the 25-yard line. Dodson heads to the right, comes back to the left side, gets a huge block. It was in the side instead of the back, but there's a flag on the play, and Dodson comes out to the 49-yard line. Not sure about that call, Luke Mel. And as we call the game on KREI, we're going to try to call it straight up for you with Central and Farmington, both local teams. But that hit sure looked to me like it came from the side.
It sure did. And that was Braden Moon. Man, this kid just can't catch a break there. We caught the touchdown a while ago. They got called back.
Now, something that they can call, Luke, instead of a block in the back, they can call hitting a defenseless man. And so that is an option that the officials can call.
That guy right there was right in on the play.
But he was going for the tackle, right?
Yeah, he wasn't just out of the play by any means.
Yep, you're right. The officials discussing it with Central for sure they're going to take this. So let's go ahead and thank a few of our sponsors now. And we'd like to thank Mega Sports in Farmington, Home Pools and Spa in Liddington, Parkland Health Mart Pharmacies in Deloge, Fredericktown and Ironton, and the Auto Plaza Ford in DeSoto and Fredericktown. Now, if Farmington goes according to what they've done in previous games, we'll see 2 runs to the middle and we'll go to the halftime. But if they decide to kind of break script, we'll see them try to push the ball down the field. Now, the other factor, too, is, you know, if you get in good field goal position, you could kick it, but they've been reluctant to do that as well. So we'll see what the plan is here. It's Braden Krause wide to the right side, and it's Greco off to the left. In the backfield, Colin Hewitt, and Moon is the wingback off to the right. Busenbark, the quarterback, under center. Moon, the motion man, and the give is to Hewitt, who is pile drived. I mean, he is wrapped up and then thrown almost through the turf on a huge tackle that time. Whew, that's a big hit by Dustin Saunders. And a gain of 1 by Hewitt. So this has kind of been the MO for Farmington. Let's go ahead and take this.
Well, the first couple games we saw them score right at the end of the half every time. They've kind of slowed it down a little bit since then, and
you're right.
They've got the lead here.
10 seconds remaining in the first half. Busenbark runs the keeper, and Harlow grabs onto him. Ball is loose. Ball is loose with 0 seconds on the clock, and so it won't really matter who recovered it. But Busenbark certainly did fumble the football, and coming off the bottom of the pile with it, Farmington had possession of it anyway. Siebert, and we've arrived at the half. 14-7, Farmington leading Central, a terrific ball game in a battle of St. Francis County. We'll head toward here at Parkland. Halftime show, Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy, specializing in special orders. If they don't have it in stock, they'll get it for you the very next day. And our halftime show coming up next, Farmington leading Central 14-7 at the break. 14-7 our halftime score. Farmington on top by a touchdown. Central is going to get the ball to start this third quarter of play, though, and we know that Corey Schweiss always has a wrinkle or two for big games. The question is, do they consider this a big game? They don't have a lot to gain district-wise, conference-wise. They're not in the same conference. And for Coach Schweiss, I would almost think he'd want to save of that wrinkle or two for some games upcoming. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, this is really purely, basically, for Farmington, it's got bigger implications for playoff seeding. We already think Central's pretty much got that number 2 seed in their district locked up. And like you said, it's more of just a rivalry grudge match for both these schools, no conference implications or district.
So Braden Kraut's going to boot it away to Central, and Nick Haney think the scheduled deep man, indeed he is. They'll run one deep, that's Haney. Now, the return men don't usually get a lot of work against Farmington. Not because the Knights don't score, it's because Braden Krause just doesn't allow it. He usually slams it through the end zone. We'll see if he's able to do that here in this one. Krause averaging, by the way, 126 receiving yards a game. He has 46 so far in this one, but he's got 33 rushing as well. So the black-shirted Knights going to be booting it away to Central to start this second half. Crouch approaches, slams it off the tee, and once again, no chance for a return. That's a touchback. So it'll be Central football starting out the second half. Jake Bridges averaging 253 yards passing per game on the year. He's got 58 in the first half. I don't think they're going to shut him down the entire game.
No, and Jake, a great player, and like you said, we've seen a lot of him making a lot of plays, kept a lot of plays alive, and Farmington's got her hands full, just up a score here, 14-7, and don't count Central out just yet.
No, Drew Harlow with 78 yards rushing a game, and he had 23 in the first half. Farmington played a fine defensive first half. Let's see what Central comes out and does to start this second half of play. 1st and 10 for the Rebels, and they've got it at their own 20-yard line. Bridges going to come down under center this time, and we'll see a triple I formation. Lineman in the backfield leading Johnson and Harlow, and Farmington goes low. Friedmeier submarine the whole thing. Blew it all up. What a play. No, that was Haynes coming off the corner that blew it up. What a tackle.
Well, it sure was. It looked like Central going big formation like we saw a couple years ago whenever they just like to milk the clock and keep the ball out of the other team's hands, but this time Haynes came in and really broke it up.
Farmington counteracted it with speed, and they go triple I once again. This time Harlow fights his way forward for 5 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4.
We remember a couple years ago a game against John Burroughs in the playoffs. Central controlled the ball for the entire first quarter and even into the second quarters, trying to keep the ball away from Ezekiel Elliott. And I tell you what, it worked for that first half a little bit. Looks like they may be trying to do the same thing here.
Dustin Saunders, the first fullback. Johnson, the second fullback. Now Farmington linemen blast across the line. Were they drawn off was the question. The whistle blew early, but Farmington was going to smash the quarterback right there, so he had to blow the whistle no matter whether it was on the offense or the defense. The official's going to talk this one over. Thanks so much for joining us for the Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy halftime show. It was going to be a false start against Central right there. It changes a 3rd and 4 into a 3rd and 9. First penalty of the game for Central, by the way. So a 3rd and 9 for the Rebels here. They've got it at their own, between the 21 and the 22. It's 8.5, 9 yards. Take your pick. 1 minute gone here in this third frame. 14-7, and Farmington leading Central. Central trying to drive down the field here, and the Knights trying to force them to a 3 and out. 3 wides to the right side, 2 wides to the left, and Bridges is back in the pistol. Bridges takes the snap, rolls the pocket to the right side. Farmington trying to corral him right here. It looked like Bridges wanted to run. Breaks 2 tackles. He's to the 30. Cuts back to the 35. He breaks another tackle. He's to the 40. Bridges goes to the middle of the field, breaks a 5th tackle. Bridges to the 50. He's got blockers out in front. To the 30, to the 25-yard line. What a play by Bridges. It's a gain of 55 yards.
Boy, what a spectacular play. It's something we've seen Braden Krause do it. Jake Bridges all over the place. But Chad.
Go ahead.
There's a couple of penalty flags on the field.
2 flags. You get so much winding and weaving and things happening everywhere on the field and bodies colliding into one another. And, well, that's when you get the penalty, a block in the back against Central. But what an effort, Luke, by Bridges there.
It sure was. How many tackles do you think you broke on that play there?
Probably 6.
6 or 7. Wow, it was so many. Every time it looked like he was going down. First of all, Farmington had 2 guys that had him wrapped up for a loss almost back here on 3rd down, and he got out of that. And
now, this is going to be a spot foul, Luke, and he might still have a first down out of this thing because the first flag rests at the 43, and if it's 10 yards back from the 43, the line of scrimmage would then be the 33, and it would still be a first down for Central. We'll see where they spot the whole thing. But Bridges might have still gained enough for the first down, and he does. It's a gain of 10 for Bridges.
It was a heck of a play, and it's really a spectacular play, and it won't go down. You won't see it that way in the score sheet, but Jake did just enough to get his team the first down, and that's really what counts.
Wow, an exceptional play by a tremendous talent. Jake Bridges right there. And Farmington avoids a 55-yard gain. And with the penalty, it's a gain of just 10. So 1st and 10, and they go with that triple I once again. Saunders in front of Johnson, in front of Harlow. Double tights. Everybody within a few yards of the ball, and they're coming right at you. Harlow off tackle left side, gets to the outside, and he slams over the top of Westbrook, puts his head down and plows over another man. It's a gain of 15 yards. Boy,
Right.
Central's going to the power game. They're saying, here's the fastball, can you hit it?
Oh, he sure was. And as soon as Harlow got to the outside, he gets a full head of steam running downhill there. Drew Harlow, 6'3", 235 pounds. And Braden Moon there made the tackle. He's 140 pounds, almost 100 pounds different there. He put the shoulder into him, and Braden just kind of held on for that one.
Well, he's got a whole lot of beef in front of him as well, as you've got that lead blocker, Dustin Saunders, 190 pounds. Then you've got Keenan Johnson, 215, who's the second fullback. And now here's Harlow coming your way. Harlow met at the line. Savage trying to wrap him up. And Harlow pushes a pile 3 yards down the field. Now, it was a good stop by the Farmington defense, but just to watch Harlow muscle his way for 3 yards is impressive.
Boy, he is, and he's a big boy out there, you know. Sometimes you just see it, the difference in some of these high school games. You see when you see a kid out there like Harlow, you just know he's prepped to play at the next level.
Ball is at midfield, and he's getting some Division I looks, by the way, in his senior season. He thought he might play baseball in college, and then really started getting the looks as a football player last year. Another triple I formation. Saunders, Johnson, Harlow dotting that capital I in the backfield. The give is to Saunders this time. Saunders rumbling off tackle to the left side, so a little bit of a curveball that time. Farmington trips him up after a 2-yard gain. So Johnson gains 2. And it brings up a 3rd and, call it 4. Keenan Johnson with his first carry of the night.
Well, Park Hill Central already doing what they wanted to. They've taken over 3 minutes off the clock just on this drive alone, and just on the other side of the 50 right now. They still got a ways to go, and expect them to keep just milking that clock down, keeping it away from Farmington.
You probably have Bridges in a run-pass option right here. Flood the right side with 4 wide receivers. Bridges rolls to his right. He's under pressure once again, and this time brought down. A terrific play by Chase Fishback, and he drops Bridges in the backfield for a 5-yard loss. That takes an athlete to track that young man down.
It sure did, and we've seen how many times we've seen Jake Bridges this night. Anyways, just get away from plays like that, but Fishback did a nice job of holding on and getting him for the loss.
Fishback checks in at 230 pounds. To catch Bridges, that was a terrific play. Dodson, the return man, he's all the way back to his 10-yard line. Bridges has this snap go over his head, but he gets all the way back there to catch it. Another terrific play by Jake. And does he ever flip the field here? Boy, Kyle Richardson's got to be proud of that, doesn't he? That's all the way down to the 6.
Well, that was a nice punt there and flip the field. And like you said, after the high snap, Jake did a nice job of recovering it there and just getting off the kick in time with. And Farmington's going to start inside their own 10-yard line, or right on the 10 for this next series.
So Farmington way back there as Bridges flipped the field. Bridges not only chased down that punt snap, Luke, but then got off the monster punt. And Farmington now facing its longest field of the day. They're all the way back at their own 6-yard line. So it looks like they're going to run that I formation to Kraus here. Kraus going to be the tailback. Right in front of him, it's Gavin Duncan and Busenbark, the quarterback. They hand it off to Kraus. Kraus trying to get to the outside. Spins inside of the block of Westbrook that time. And not a bad read as he gains 3 or 4 yards there. They don't usually run the option when they run that I. Usually it's just a straight give to the I-back. And Kraus with 3 yards. He's got 6 carries and 36 yards. Now he's got a -7 in there because he fumbled a pitch earlier. But it's a 2nd and 7 here. And Kraus runs the I formation once again. Ducks inside of the block, trying to cut back. And Dustin Saunders turns him back inside. They'll chop him down after just a yard here. 7 carries, 37 yards. Farmington just trying to say, hey, we don't want to do anything too risky here. We're way back. Definitely don't want to turn it over here. but a 3rd and 5. Let's see what they come up with. 2 wides off to the right. Dodson off to the left is right. That'll be Duncan in front of Kraus in the I formation once again. 6:39 and counting down in the 3rd. 14-7, Farmington on top. 3rd and 5 from their own 11-yard line. Lusenbark under center, play action fake, he's in trouble. Doesn't go down though, breaks the tackle, cuts back, dives forward. He's out to the 13-yard line, but he needed about the 17 for the first down. Boy, it looked like they were going to sack him for a moment.
Yeah, he kind of taking a little page out of Jake Bridges' book there, weaseling out of some defenders' hands there, but it wasn't enough to get the first down. And a nice defensive series by Park Hill Central.
Farmington has had a little bit of trouble with a deep snapping tonight on a field goal and also on a punt. They can ill afford to have that happen here with Kraus standing in his own end zone to punt this thing away. And Bridges is going to be the return man. Snap is good. It hits Kraus in the hands. Kraus gets a little spiral on this. Bridges just watches it bounce, and it takes a slight Farmington roll. It'll be Central football at their own 42.
Well, nice job, Farmington special teams, Braden Kraus there, doing everything it took just to get the ball out of their own end zone there, basically. And Central going to have some nice field position.
So the defense is winning the second half battle so far, and this third quarter going quickly. 5:41 remaining in the third. Still a 14-7 advantage for the Knights. But with this Central offense on the field, we're one play away from a tie game at any time.
Oh, yeah, and it's been a fun, exciting game, and we talked about it. It's still a packed house here at Hale Memorial Stadium. A bunch of people, stands are full. People are standing out there along the fence lines. We've got a lot of people here tonight.
Triple I formation once again for Central. Double-tied sets. Saunders in front of Johnson in front of Harlow. And as Bridges barks it out, I didn't see anybody move on the offensive side. I saw 2 defenders jump. We'll see what the officials
Yeah, I think
saw.
they're going to get Bertram there for jumping off sides.
Sure
Oh, that was
like
Fishbeck.
Was it? Okay.
Yep.
Well, I'll take your pick.
Yeah, made a great play there on the last defensive series on 3rd down, just a little bit early on this one.
So a 5-yard penalty against the Knights. 3 penalties against the Knights tonight for 32 yards, and it'll bring up a 1st and 5. Well, running this triple I, that's exactly what they want, is a 1st and 5 if you're Central. And they give us to Johnson, and Johnson rumbles around the right side, needed 5 and got it. It's going to be a left foot, right foot spot, but it's either going to be a 1st down or a 2nd and inches. And a 5-yard gain by Johnson.
I'll tell you, Central's coach has made a little bit of adjustment, decided to go with this triple I, Chad, and they definitely slowed down the pace of the game, and that's what they wanted to. Farmington was moving like a fast-moving train coming down the tracks, and Central's done a nice job of taking away that momentum.
And Central's been able to push forward for some yards as well. They weren't able to complete the drive because a hold set their drive back just a little bit, but they'll go triple I once again. Harlow dots it. Harlow off tackle left side, and he's tracked down from behind. It's Chase Fishbeck again in on the tackle, and also Colin Hewitt playing middle linebacker tonight. Gain of 2 for Harlow. Harlow has 10 carries and 49 yards, so good average for him, 4.9 tonight, but he's got a 6.7 average on the season. And a 2nd and 8 for Central. They've got it at the Farmington 45-yard line. Fishbeck out, and Ian Bernard in. Good rotation along that defensive line. 2nd and 8. Bridges is going to deploy some wide receivers now. Harlow becomes the single setback just to the right side of Bridges. 3 to the right, 1 to the left side. Jake gets it, looks downfield. He's got a man open in the seam, doesn't see him, and now spins the ball over to the right side. What a pass by Bridges, and a terrific tightrope catch that time by Matt Richardson. They gain 10 yards and move the sticks. Well, the officials talking it over. I didn't see a flag, but it's going to be a hold against Central. There you go.
They had it thrown out there right before he threw it. It's out there on the nighthead, kind of blending in there with the yellow paint on the field.
Yep.
But
See it now.
But it was Matt Richardson coming up with a big catch there, and it would have been a 1st down. Fortunately for Central, that one's not going to count.
What a pass, though, by Bridges there. And it brings up a 2nd and 8. No, they haven't moved it yet. I would think the hold would be down in that holding box, not out near the 1st down marker, and this should set this back into about a 2nd and 18. And indeed, they'll move them back from here.
Well, Jake, man, he's having such a great year. I mean, throwing for over 2,000 yards, 26 touchdown passes. It really, besides that one big pass play we saw in the 1st quarter, hasn't really got that passing game going yet tonight.
But you see the capability on a pass like that.
Absolutely.
So Twins to the right, Twins to the left side. Bridges back, has a tight end to help him protect, completes it off to the left side, and spinning out of a tackle that time is Campbell. And on a 2nd and 18, it's a 15-yard pickup for the Rebs.
Well, I'll tell you what, Campbell just kind of sat down on his route there at about 9 yards deep, and then did a nice yards after catch there to pick up and make it a 3rd and manageable here at 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
3rd completion for Bridges for 73 yards passing. And a 3rd and 3 looks a lot better than a 2nd and 18 if you're a Rebel fan in this one. 3:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 14-7. Farmington on top. Bridges going to put 3 wides to the right, 2 to the left side. He'll run it out of that quarterback draw as well. And that's exactly what he does right here. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks 2 tackles, trying to push it forward for a 1st down. Needed 3, and it looks like he gained about 2.5.
He sure did. It's going to be 4th and about a half yard. And whew, this is getting exciting right now. 4th and a half yard. And
Corey Schweiss likes to go for it on these situations.
well, you got a guy like Drew Harlow in the backfield. I'd go for it all day long.
Well, they've got that triple I set up, too. That is a pretty good formation on a down and distance like this. They'll bring in their fullback Johnson here. Bridges is going to come into the huddle. They're going for this. 4th and maybe just a little bit less than a yard for Central. They've got it at the Farmington 37-yard line, and they'll run that triple I set up. It's Saunders in front of Johnson in front of Harlow. They fake it. They want to go for it all. And here's a pass down the left sideline. A lot of hand fighting, and they're going to catch Westbrook for the pass interference. I think that's a good call. Jace Bland, the wide receiver out there, and Westbrook was engaging him the entire way.
They were battling for position there. And but I thought it was interesting that the official that was there, step for step from him, didn't throw the flag, but the 2 back judges did. They saw something that I guess he didn't. And like you said, definitely could have been called there. There was a lot of hands going back and forth.
How about that gutsy call, though, by Corey Schweiss? You bring in that triple I and said, no, we're going for it all right here.
Yeah,
and it paid off for him.
Even more riskier considering Jake Bridges actually stumbled out of his rollout there.
He did.
He did gather himself, though, and made a throw downfield.
He just about went down. And, of course, in the high school or college game, you don't even have to be touched. If you go down, that's it. And you're right, he's kind of stumbled out of that thing. But a pass interference against Farmington. You know, Tappan was running with him step for step, too. It's not like he needed to do that. So 1st and 10 for Central. They're trying to tie this baby up. 2:51 remaining in the 3rd. 14-7. Farmington by a touchdown. Harlow will be the single setback here. 1 wide off to the left side. That's Woodward, and trips over to the right. Bridges the quarterback. 1st and 10 for Central. They've got it at the Farmington 23-yard line. Bridges, straight keeper now. He's skirted to the right side of the 20. Cuts back. Now goes to the outside, inside of the 20, inside of the 15 to the 14-yard line. A gain of 8 yards for Jake Bridges.
All right, and this kid gets the ball out in the open field. I tell you what, it's going to take about 5 or 6 guys to bring him down. He's just so shifty out there and so quick.
Bridges came in with 410 yards rushing, Luke, but the number to me that pops out, an 11.4-yard average. Now, the average isn't there tonight because he's gotten sacked a few times. But on straight running plays, he's been pretty good. Twins to the left side, twins to the right. Harlow, the single setback on a 2nd and 2. They give it off to Harlow. Harlow's pushing his right way through the guards to the 5, to the 4, to the 3, to the 2. Drew Harlow slamming inside of the 5-yard line. And it's a gain that time of 12 yards for Harlow.
Well, the kid just showing his brute strength right there, carrying Farmington defenders all the way down to the goal line there. And who do you think the ball's going to on this one?
Well, I'll give you 2 guesses. The first one doesn't count. How about that? They're going to run that triple I formation. Saunders in front of Johnson, in front of Harlow. Now, Drew's limping his way back
he might,
to the formation.
Either something's not right on his shoe. That might be the best defense for Farmington. Is
Bridges runs the keeper, though. He leans in, and as the officials converge, they say he didn't quite make it. A gain of a yard. They were inside of the 2. Bridges got down to the 1. Did the play occur, though, or did the timeout occur before or after the play? They haven't moved that down marker and flipped it to 2nd down yet. I wonder if they got the timeout before the play. Well, we'll find out when we come back. How about that? A minute 37 remaining in the third. 14-7, Farmington on top, but Central inside of the 2-yard line. We're back in 30 seconds on KREI.
Did you know that you can save hundreds of dollars when you trade in your old wasteful water softener and upgrade to the Culligan High Efficiency Water Softener with our Wanted Dead or Alive promotion? A Culligan High Efficiency Water Softener reduces hard water, which eliminates spots on glasses and fixtures and prevents corrosive buildup in your pipes and equipment, all while saving up to 46% on salt and water. Trade and upgrade today. Visit us, your local Culligan dealer in Leadington.
Hey, Culligan man.
Limited time offer. See dealer for details.
So apparently Central got the timeout before the play, and it'll be 1st and goal inside of the 2-yard line for the Rebels. And it must have been Harlow's shoe or something like that, Luke, as Harlow is going to dot that capital I here with Saunders in front of Johnson in front of Harlow. That'll be a 1st and goal inside of the 2-yard line. Bridges comes down under center. Central looking for the equalizer here. The snap, the handoff, Harlow, and Harlow skates in. Touchdown Central, or an extra point from a tie game. A minute 34 remaining in the third quarter. 14-13, and Central tried to tie it up on the 2-yard touchdown run by Drew Harlow.
It sure was, and what a series. Central controlling the football most of this quarter right now, and they did a nice job of keeping it away from Farmington and managing the clock, managing the field there. And don't forget, this drive was kept alive with a big pass interference call.
Boy, they went to that power game and just pushed it right down the field, didn't they? A minute 34 remaining in the third. 14-13, Bridges looking for the tie. And the snap is good. The hold is down, and Jake Bridges ties this game with his right foot. 14-14, new ball game. Kickoff after this 1-minute pause on KREI.
Price is the competition is trying to beat. Well, at Home Furnishings, we treat you just like family. For living rooms to bedrooms, dining rooms and more. Service after the sale, we're your full-line furniture store. Price is the competition is trying to beat. Well, at Home Furnishings.
This is Debbie Hamby with Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy. Medicare Part D enrollment for 2016 starts in October, and we are ready to help you make the best decision for your prescription coverage plan. Our staff at each of our stores in Deloge, Fredericktown, and Ironton is taking appointments now to assist you by reviewing your medications and showing you plan options that will work the best for your needs. There is no charge or obligation for this service, so come see for yourself why Parkland Health Mart Pharmacy is your total healthcare destination.
Donovan Howard, Braden Krause, the deep men. Jake Bridges to kick this off. We've got a great battle in St. Francis County, Luke Mel.
Oh, you sure do. One of the best ones of the year so far, and it's been a battle. Neither team really been able to grab the momentum, and tell you what, Central's already just tied it up.
Bridges boots this one on the ground. Howard grabs it at the 25. Howard middle, return to the 40. Howard to the 50. Howard to the 40. Howard to the 30. Bridges trying to track him down. Howard to the 20. Inside of the 20 to the 16-yard line.
No flags. I'll tell you what, you try to kick it away from Krause because you think he's a dangerous return man. We've seen Donovan Howard, and we've seen his return capabilities, and right there he showed them off.
Howard's taken one the distance this year already, and he sets up Farmington with superb field position here. The Knights have it 1st and 10. They've got it at the 16-yard line of Central. A lot of times programs will go for a shot at the end zone after a big play like that, Luke. We see Braden Krause over to the right side. Dodson's off to the left. It'll be Westbrook as the wingback to the left side, and Siebert's going to be the fullback this time. Krause comes down under center. 1st and 10 Knights. They've got it at the Central 17-yard line, trying to respond to the Rebels' touchdown with one of their own. Busenbark back to pass. Looks to the left corner of the end zone and throws it too far that time for Dodson.
Dodson just engaged with the defensive back there, and the pass just a little bit overthrown in the back of the end zone.
A minute and 20 seconds remaining in this third quarter. We are tied at 14. I like the halftime adjustment by the Rebels. They went to that power game, a triple I set, and just muscled their way down the field against these Knights.
They sure did, and the strategy was to keep the ball out of Farmington's offensive hands because they had been running so hot there in the first half and maybe hope to kill a little bit of that momentum. Well, Donovan Howard just got the momentum back.
Busenbark with 172 yards passing in the first half, something that Luke was alluding to right there. Busenbark yet to gain yardage in the second half through the air. He's rolling to the right side here. Busenbark looking on the out route, and he throws it too strong for Moon. Busenbark with 2 bad passes here in a row, and a 3rd and 10 upcoming for the Knights.
Here he is. And you know Central really has locked down Farmington inside the 20-yard line in this red zone tonight. Central has played some good defense. Farmington's been in this red zone twice and came away with no points.
A minute and 16 seconds left on this third quarter clock, and we are tied at 14. Big kickoff return by Donovan Howard, setting Farmington up on offense, but it's a 3rd and long for the Knights on this play. Busenbark back to pass under heavy pressure, rolls to the right and throws it right off the chest of Siebert. I mean, he threw it right between the 4 and the 4. I'm not saying that was an easy catch because it was a short route and he threw it maybe a little bit hard, but that one doinked right off the 4 and the 4.
He sure did, and Siebert wasn't really expecting that one, and may have been about the 5th option on that play, but you gotta answer the call when your number's called.
So the Knights looking at a 4th and 10, and they're going to try to take the lead, it looks like, on a field goal attempt. This will be a 33-yarder. 70 seconds left remaining in the third. A touchdown by Central. And now Farmington trying to respond with a field goal. The snap is good. The hold is down. Kraus swings the right leg. And the field goal is up and through.
Yeah, that one would have been good from about 40.
Yeah. 106 remaining in the third, 17-14. The Knights retake the lead. We're back in a minute on KREI.
Did you know that Earth Mother Health Foods, LLC, is owned and operated by our family for 24 years here in Farmington? This is Mary Lee. I would like to thank all of our customers for allowing myself and our well-informed staff to help you live a healthier life the natural way. We have expanded to now 4,000 square feet to include V-Tree Originals, custom tie-dye and art by our daughter, Vicki, the artist. That's Earth Mother Health Foods in downtown Farmington.
When it's time for your next building project, indoors or out, stop by County Do-It Center in St. Genevieve and Bloomsdale or Farmington Building Supply in Farmington. Bring in your plans, drawings, or just your ideas, and they'll have the materials and supplies you need, along with the information and experience you can trust. And you'll find everything you need in lumber, doors, windows, paint, painting supplies, and more. Everything you need from start to finish. That's County Do-It Center in St. Genevieve and Bloomsdale and Farmington Building Supply.
Kraus on for the kickoff, slams this one sky high, but it's going to be returnable by Haney. Haney grabs it at his 4-yard line and gets it back at the 20 to the 21-yard line. Well, Luke, our scoring recap brought to us by Auto Plaza Ford, Chrysler Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of DeSoto and Fredericktown. Farmington didn't gain any yards, but they got 3 points.
Well, they sure did, and Donovan Howard set them up with some great field position, but Central really winning that one on defense and not allowing Farmington to get a yard, and Farmington had to settle for the field goal, but it was good from 33 yards after 3 plays. Braden Kraus puts the Knights back up on top, 17-14 here in the third.
And you mentioned the Central's got to feel like that was a win for them defensively. They also have to feel like maybe they have an answer here offensively, as they were able to pound it down the field with a triple I formation. And they're going to go back to that here with Saunders, Johnson, and Harlow. Double tight set. Somebody moved. I don't know if it was offense or defense. And Harlow slams his way across the left tackle. No flag on the play, and it's going to be a gain of 4 yards. Harlow looks like he's maybe slamming his way to a 100-yard night. He's got 13 carries and 67 yards now. 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 17-14. Farmington by 3, Central with the football.
Well, Central going to stay in that big package there and look content just to kind of chip away at Farmington there and maybe take their shots when it comes.
They hand it off to Harlow once again. It's that double lead, and Harlow's on the loose. He's to the 40, it's a foot race to the 50. Harlow to the opposite 40. Harlow to the 30. Harlow to the 20. They won't catch him. Joe Harlow, 75 yards. Touchdown, and the Rebels have the lead.
Well, the big guy's got some wheels on him right there. Logan Dotson can't chase him down. He even had the angle on him. Drew Harlow really turned it on, and the big guy got to the outside, and he got downhill quick.
Boy, a man that big that can move that fast, watch out. What a play by Harlow.
And just like that, Park Hill Central leading for the first time in this game.
You talk about halftime adjustments. Corey Schweiss and company, they figured some stuff out in that locker room, I think. 17 seconds remaining in the third. 20-17. Central has taken its first lead. Bridges on for the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is down. And the extra point is up and through. Central 21, Farmington 17. Your kickoff in a minute on KREI Farmington.
Passed from one generation to the next, it's shopping at Megasports. It's become a Parkland tradition. For over 20 years, Megasports has provided Southeast Missouri a business that is family-owned and offers top-notch names in athletic apparel and equipment. Under Armour, Mizuno, Nike, Rawlings, along with unmatched customer service. Megasports offers team discounts and is honored to support and supply all local school athletic programs. In the field or on the field, it's Megasports in Farmington's Maple Valley Shopping Center.
At Midwest Sports Center, we sell fun and make your outdoor living easy. Hi, I'm Josh Harris, owner of Midwest Sports Center in Farmington. Stop by and test drive a brand new Can-Am F3 Spider. Check out the new Polaris Slingshot. And if you've been thinking about a side-by-side, well, now's the time. Prices starting at $69.99. Kick it up a notch and give you and your family the ultimate fun at Midwest Sports Center. Located right next to Redfield Collision Center in Farmington. Like us on Facebook, shop us online, MidwestSportsCenter.com.
So Central plays with the lead for the first time tonight. Farmington plays without the lead for the first time tonight. 21-17 on a 75-yard touchdown trot by Drew Harlow. 17 seconds remaining in this third quarter. Jake Bridges is on for the kickoff here. Donovan Howard had the great kickoff return just a few minutes ago. Braden Krause back there as well. And this time it's popped up, and that's to Hewitt. Hewitt grabs it at the 35, gets it across the 45 to the 47. And Farmington once again going to have some good field position. Corey Schweitz said we don't want any part of either one of those return guys.
No kidding right there, but Farmington set up with some nice field position. Let's see if they can get the offense clicking like they were in that first half. I'll tell you what, we know Farmington's got some firepower. They can get down the field quick, but Central's defense really has stepped it up in the second half.
Luke, our scoring recap from AutoPlazaFord.com.
Well, 2 plays is all it took, and Drew Harlow made the most of that second play, taking it 75 yards for the touchdown, giving Central the first lead of the game. They're up 21-17 here in the third.
1st and 10 Knights. They look for Krause, and Krause covered up that time. Good coverage by Matt Richardson. And safety help over the top from Bridges. Busenbark threw that one early in the route. They tried to fit it between that bracket over there. Busenbark has 5 incompletions in a row. Now, one of those incompletions went off the chest of a receiver, but the other 3 balls Busenbark hasn't thrown very well.
Yeah.
And he was spot on in that first
He
half.
sure was. He was really sharp earlier in the game. He just needs to get back under control there and get Farmington back in this thing.
172 yards passing in the first half, 0 in the second half. 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Knights. And they fake the run up the gut. Busenbark keeps it here and struggles forward for 3 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 7, and we'll do that when we start the fourth quarter. Head to the fourth. Central goes there with a lead, 21-17. We're back with your fourth frame after this 1-minute timeout on KREI.
TG Missouri is proud to be a part of the community and is committed to being a good corporate citizen and partner in the Perryville community. TG Missouri encourages young athletes to strive for the best. These young athletes and coaches work hard, and their determination is commended. This message brought to you by your friends at TG Missouri in Perryville. Proud to support our young athletes and coaches.
Investing in a degree or certificate from Mineral Area College can pay you dividends. It's why we've been serving the surrounding community since 1922. Studies consistently show people who get an education after high school still earn a lot more in their lifetime. Show yourself you care. Invest in your education. Check MAC out at mineralarea.edu or call us at 573-431-4593 because MAC is your next step.
A 3rd down for the Knights as we start this fourth quarter. It'll be a 3rd and 6. Farmington has it at the Central 48-yard line. Braden Krause going to be the wide receiver off to the right side for Farmington. The fullback here is Donovan Howard. In fact, he'll be the I-back behind Duncan, who will play the fullback. Busenbark back to pass. rolls to the right side, out route intended for Kraus. What a catch! Kraus hauls it in, and the 37-yard line move the sticks for the Knights. And Busenbark, who thrown a few bad balls, threw a superb pitch and catch that time for an 11-yard gain.
All right, I don't know how he does it there. You know, tightrope in the sideline there, just reaches out, extends with the hands, catches the ball with the hands first. You just don't see that play made a lot in high school, and Braden Kraus makes it look easy.
Very good for him, and it was a tight window that Busenbark had to slip that thing into, and he did it. So a 1st and 10 for Farmington. They've got it at the 37 of Central. Central on top, 21-17. Busenbark surveys the defense, has Duncan behind him. Busenbark back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's going down. Busenbark sacked on the play, and a terrific play by Dustin Saunders, overpowering the offensive line, and he drops Busenbark for a 3-yard loss.
Sure was another just a quick drop for Busenbark there, and the pressure was already there in his face. Busenbark tried to make something with it with his legs afterwards, and Central wasn't letting it happen.
2nd and 14 for the Knights. 11:25 and counting down on the 4th. 21-17, Central leads. Dotson, wide receiver to the left. Kraus, the wide receiver, to the right. Dotson's going to have the true one-on-one coverage here, and Busenbark rolls it to the left side, throws it out there. He had a man open, Dodson, down the field on the out route, but threw it way short that time, and probably was lucky that Chase Bland didn't intercept that. Bland was right there to deflect it down to the turf.
He sure was, and made a heck of a play there, and Busenbark got away with one right there.
So it brings up a 3rd for Farmington, a 3rd and 14. 11-11 on the 4th quarter clock. 21-17. Central leads on the 75-yard touchdown run by Drew Harlow. And the Knights trying to go back on top on this drive. Kraus to the right, Dodson to the left. Wingmen are Westbrook and Moon. And you've got Duncan as the fullback. Busenbark back to pass. He's under pressure again, and he's going down again. And once again, it's Dustin Saunders. A loss of a yard for Busenbark, and the Rubbers are all over him right now.
Boy, and I tell you what, this Central defense really stepping it up in the second half. And we've seen the one nice play, Busenbark to Kraus on that 3rd down conversion. But other than that, they have shut down Farmington.
Yeah, Farmington with only a field goal in the second half. The Knights had 247 first-half yards. Now, even with that being said, Central was able to hold them to no points on a couple of possessions that were deep in Central territory. Kraus on for the punt, and now a lineman coming out late here in Farmington, going to be forced to waste a timeout. 10:28 remaining in the 4th. 21-17. Central on top, and Farmington looks to punt after this 1-minute timeout on KREI.
Investing in a degree or certificate from Mineral Area College can pay you dividends. It's why we've been serving the surrounding community since 1922. Studies consistently show people who get an education after high school still earn a lot more in their lifetime. Show yourself you care. Invest in your education. Check MAC out at mineralarea.edu or call us at 573-431-4593 because MAC is your next step.
Hello friends, this is Josh Vandegraff with 3J Seamless Guttering and Siding. We're a locally owned business serving the St. Francis County and surrounding areas for over 20 years. Do you need a new roof on your home? Are you tired of waiting? Then give us a call at area code 573-330-0150. We can guarantee that your project will be done within 3 weeks of our first call. All estimates are free, and we look forward to working with you. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/3JsGuttering.
Farmington with some razzle-dazzle on the punt attempt. It's a reverse pass on the punt attempt. Kraus grabs it, flips it to the backup quarterback Friedmeier, who tosses it down the field to Westbrook. A 32-yard gain, and the Knights offense is back in business.
What a play there. I know we've seen some stuff on special teams tonight. That by far is got to be one of the best things there. A little trickery from Farmington there, and they pulled it off.
A 32-yard gainer, and what a play by the Knights. That's a pretty fancy play, a nifty play design, and the Knights now have a 1st and 10, and they've got it at the 14-yard line of Central. A reverse pass off of a punt. It was Kraus that grabbed it. He hustled it to the left side, pitched it over to Friedmeier, who really looked like he might have been able to even to run for the first down, but Westbrook was so wide open that he was very careful to float a pass down there to him. Tappan grabs it, gets inside of the 20, 32-yard line. Farmington's got a first down, and now Corey Schweiss has some questions for the officials. We will note there was not a flag on the play.
What a play, though. I mean, I tell you what, I think everybody in this stadium jaw kind of dropped. They didn't believe what they were seeing there.
Corey Schweiss appears to have had an issue with it. Now, the only thing that, maybe could kind of happen is you think about an illegal man downfield, maybe something like that. The officials are still discussing the whole thing, but they've already set the ball up, and so they'd really have to kind of go back on something. Now, they have not moved the sticks yet. But that was such an inventive play. And the officials are still talking it over. Let's go ahead and thank a few sponsors now. I'd like to thank America's Mattress and Recliners in Farmington, Willette Home Furnishings in Bonne Terre, Hub's Pub in Bonne Terre, Roto-Rooter in Bonne Terre, and Presbyterian Manor in Farmington. Now the officials still talking to Coach Schweiss from Central. That's like a Coach Schweiss play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And tell you what, you called it right, razzle-dazzle.
But a terrific play by the Knights. I was wondering, in that situation, you're in Central Territory, a key possession, you've got Kraus back there, and I was just kind of wondering, will they just turn him loose and let him try to run for this, even though it's 13 yards? And as he started out, I thought, by golly, they're going to do it. But then he comes with the pitch, the reverse, and then Friedmeier throws to a wide-open Westbrook. And Luke, he almost shot-putted that thing. He was so careful to make that a catchable pass because he knew Westbrook was so wide open down the field.
He floated it for sure. Now still a lot of discussion over there on the central sideline.
Corey Schweiss maybe perhaps not getting the satisfaction he wants. The officials continue to discuss the play. Two officials still conferencing with Coach Schweiss, two others talking to one another over on the other side of the field. As we thank 3J's Seamless Guttering and Siding in Park Hills, TG Missouri in Perryville, Midwest Sports Center in Farmington, Brad Wooten Auto Body in Ironton, and Midwest Orthopedic Group in Farmington. Also Jimmy John's in Farmington. They'll go with the original call, Luke. 1st and 10 Knights. They've got it at the central 13-yard line. Busenbark under center. He's got Duncan right behind him. One wide to the left side. That's Kraus. And the motion man Moon here off to the left side. It's a keeper by Busenbark. Busenbark trying to cut back, puts on the brakes, goes inside. He's taken down by Johnson. Boy, that's a swift-moving Central defense, and they chop down Busenbark for a yard loss.
And there you go. Credit the coaches there. The adjustments to the option play. We've seen Farmington have some success with it in the first half, and that time they had it read just perfect.
They sure did. Farmington hasn't, and you mentioned this earlier, Luke, they haven't done a whole lot offensively in the second half. The 32 yards they've picked up through that trickery right there, that's been the largest gain for the Knights in the second half. Trips to the right side here. Westbrook, the slot man. Next to him is Moon, and way off to the right side is Kraus. Busenbark looking to the right side, fires it into the end zone, and is picked off by Bridges. Bridges running out of the end zone to the 10 and taken down to the 19-yard line. Kraus took him down. It was in and out of the hands of Moon, and Bridges was right behind him to pick it off. A huge, huge turn of events for the Central Rebels.
Well, it sure was. He fired it in there, and like you said, got tipped up in the air, and Jake Bridges, just a heads-up play, and what a blown opportunity for Farmington. What a huge play for Central.
Boy, Farmington had built up so much momentum with that trick play, and then 2 plays later, the interception in the end zone. In and out of the hands of Moon, and Bridges right there for the interception. For Jake, that's his 5th of the season. And this drive might be the drive of the game, Luke. If Central can go up 2 scores, they can put a stamp on this game. For this Knights defense, well, this is one of those positions that we've seen Farmington in their losses. They can't get that big stop they need. And a timeout on the field. 9:30 remaining in the 4th. 21-17. Central lead, Central ball. We're back in a minute on KREI.
Do you feel like a zombie in your old car? Are you embarrassed to be seen driving around town? Are you buried alive? You may be driving dead. Ah! Hey, this is David Sissom from Sam Sissom Ford Lincoln. home with a lifetime warranty. If you're driving dead, I've got the cure. I'll give you up to $4,713 more for your trade, so you can drive alive in a nicer, newer car today. Plus, my zombie-approved credit approval process could bring you back to life and get you a nicer, newer car so fast, it's scary! Even if bad credit has held you back in the past, I'm reviving the bad credit zombies. So trade in that terrifying old ride and get up to $4,713 more for your trade and drive home revived today. Don't stay buried alive in a car you hate. Trade in that scary car and get up to $4,713 more. But hurry, this offer ends after Halloween. My name is David Sism, and I want you to visit me at Samson Ford Lincoln, home with a lifetime warranty. On the web at SismFord.com or call 431-3177.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance. Excludes sale price vehicles. Net of all factory rebates. Offers may not combine. See dealer for details.
Central coming back out in that triple I formation. Saunders, Johnson, Harlow. That was a formation that yielded a 75-yard touchdown run by Harlow last time out. Bridges has a man wide open over the middle, but instead he tucks it and runs it. He's got a first down and more to the 30, now stretching to the 34-yard line. A gain of 14 for Bridges. If Bridges sees that man early on in that play, Luke, though, that's like an 83-yard touchdown pass.
It sure is, and Bridges extending the play again. Like you said, he had a guy open downfield, but still was able to pick up a nice chunk of yards. And I'll tell you what, Central, like a totally different ball club in this second half.
They are, and this could be the drive of the game for these Rebels. Scored last time out to take the lead, 21-17. And they could take a 2-score lead. They could put one in the end zone here. And we'd also be on the short side of the fourth quarter if they could do it. Triple I set up, the handoff to Harlow. Everybody toward the middle of the field, and Harlow crashes down after a 2-yard gain. That was a big Noah Patterson with the tackle there. 144 yards rushing for Harlow. The big run, about half of those yards coming off that 75-yard touchdown trot on his last carry. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8. Central's got the football, their own 36. Farmington's offense, Luke, was clicking early, and it looked early on like you would project more than 17 points for the Knights at this point in the game, but Central's played some big downs very well. Twins to each side. Harlow, the single setback, looked like he moved early last time. Spins a 360 and pushes forward for a 3-yard gain. The tackle that time by Devin Savage. 147 yards rushing now for Harlow. Brings up a 3rd and 5. They like Bridges in that quarterback draw a lot of times on this play, but Harlow's not a bad bet either as the single setback here with twins to each side. Bridges has thrown 1 interception in this game. He overthrew a guy. Dodson picked him off. And a lot of people are moving there. Farmington was jumping. Maybe Central was jumping. See what the call is. And Central's going to scoot it back 5 yards, turning a 3rd and 5 into a 3rd and 10. Rebels with only 4 penalties tonight for 30 yards.
Well, I'm with you, Chad. Farmington really struggling to find their groove offensively tonight. I think if they don't get the ball back, let Central convert this, they're going to have an uphill battle trying to get back in this thing.
It'll be a tough one. Bridges is back in the gun. A 3rd and 10 now as Bridges looks on an out route. Nobody there. He's in trouble now. Siebert tracks him down, spins him, and plants him on the turf. Another sack for Siebert and a loss of 8 yards for Jake Bridges.
And just what they needed. And tell you what, Farmington's defense coming up big there and not letting Central milk the clock down like they have been all half long. And Braden Krause is going to come in and return this punt.
Well, that's a monster stop by that Farmington defense after the interception by Bridges in the end zone. Now Bridges is the punter, and he can sail a punt away. And as you said, the pink-shoed Braden Krause is back to receive this punt. A medium punt by Bridges, hops it at the 42. It takes actually a little bit of a Farmington roll, and the Knights will have it at their own 45. Well, 6:46 left, Luke. You would project that Farmington gets this possession, but you couldn't guarantee another one, I don't think.
Well, not the way that Central's been able to kind of just ground and pound the ball and take advantage of that clock. Tell you what, Farmington's going to have to do something offensively here, something they haven't done since the second quarter, and that's be able to get some first downs.
Kraus so dangerous as a wide receiver, a touchdown-making wide receiver, but this time he'll play the I-back behind Duncan. Busenbark comes down under center. 1st and 10 for Farmington at their own 45. Central leads 21-17. 6:46 remaining in the fourth. They play action, fake it to Kraus. Now look for the out route to Siebert, and he dropped it. Siebert's having a tough night. One of them hit the ground earlier that hit him between the fours on his chest. That time, it hit him between the right and the left hand.
Oh, he did. Ran the out route, a little play action fake again, and this time he just looked upfield before he made the catch there after making a huge sack on defense the play before. Oh, I tell you what, tough running for that kid.
Yep, he's got 3 sacks tonight. So he has played well defensively, but a couple of drops for him. And now they'll work Kraus back over to that right wide receiver position on a 2nd and 10. Busenbark back, looks to his left side here. Slant route, Dotson, and a gain of 9. Nice job by Dotson that time, Luke, ensuring the catch. He could have reached out and tried to make that play with extended hands and then run with it, but instead he kind of dove and made sure he caught it closer to his body.
He sure did. Nice grab by Logan there.
192 yards passing for Busenbark. A 9-yard gain for Dodson right there. 2 catches for him and 61 yards catching. Kraus going to be the wide receiver to the right, off to the left. That's Dodson. 6:07 remaining in the fourth. Farmington looking at a 3rd and 1. And it'll be a keeper by Busenbark. They had him for a second in the backfield, but Boozy dove forward through the arms of Keenan Johnson, moved the sticks for the Knights on a gain of 2.
And he did a nice job right there, finding the hole and getting through and picking up the first down. Not trying to do too much, holding on to the football.
So 1st and 10 for Farmington. They've got it at the Central 44. 5:55 and counting down in the fourth quarter. Twins to the right, twins to the left side for Busenbark. Busenbark looking over the middle, had Moon and missed him. Oh, Moon was open right in the middle of the field, and Boozy threw it high.
Just a little anxious right now here. Farmington in position to, go down the field here, maybe punch it in and take the lead, but you got to settle down a little bit first.
Not going to come easy, is it?
Nope.
5:49 remaining in the regulation anyway. 21-17, and Central leads it. And Busenbark going to try to lead this comeback drive here. Busenbark, 2 wides to each side, drops straight back. They're bracketing Kraus, out route, and it deflected in and out of the hands that time of Matt Richardson, and then Kraus couldn't haul it in. Luke, that was a 1.5 steps away from a pick 6, and it was also a 1.5 steps away from a touchdown for the Knights.
It sure was. After Richardson missed it, like you said, it was almost in Braden's hand, and he had a lot of room to run.
3rd and 10 for the Knights. Are you in 4-down territory, Luke, with 5:44 left? What do you think?
Boy, I think you got to. You don't have any guaranteed chances of getting that ball back, and if you do, you're already on their side of the field.
I think you're right. Trips to the left side. Busenbark keeps it. This is a quarterback draw, and Busenbark hammers it forward for a 14-yard gain. Wow. You zag when they're expecting the zig. What a play call.
It sure was, and we don't even have to talk about the 4th down just yet, but Brent Busenbark making a nice quick read, looking like Jake Bridges there, just kind of running it, finding the hole, and picking up the first down.
1st and 10 Knights. They've got it at the 30-yard line of Central. Busenbark under center. He's got 1 wide to each side, a couple of wings as well. Option play, left side. Busenbark all down on the play. Nice tackle by Russell Harrington. And a gain of just 1 yard for Busenbark. Busenbark has 21 carries for 32 yards. It's been tough sledding for him tonight. It's a 2nd and 9. I've got to say that Central really has done a pretty nice job on Kraus tonight. 3 catches for 57 yards. He averages 126 receiving yards on the year. Busenbark under center. Looks for the slant route. Threw it behind Dotson that time. Pass is incomplete. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
3rd and long again for Farmington. Draw something up here. Get past the sticks. But like you said, I think we're well enough into territory, and clock's under 5 minutes. I think this is 4-down territory, Chad.
I think for sure it is now too, Luke. 3rd and 9 for the Knights. They've got it at the 29 of Central. They'll put Kraus off to the left side this time. Dodson off to the right. Busenbark rolling to his right. It's a pass back to Kraus. Tunnel screen. Kraus to the 20, to the 15. Jumps over a man, and he's down to the 13-yard line. We don't see that play call very much, but it's a gain of 17, and another terrific play call by Derek Eves and company.
It sure was. What a creative play there, rolling Busenbark out to the right. Remember, Braden Kraus is set up as a wide receiver on the left side of the formation. Busenbark turns around, throws back to Braden Kraus on the wide receiver screen, and boy, they ran that one perfect.
4:40 remaining in the fourth. 21-17, Central on top. Farmington 1st and 10 from the Central 13-yard line. Westbrook, the motion man. Instead, it's a give straight up the gut. That's to Siebert. He's inside of the 10. A gain of 3, maybe 4 yards on the play, bringing up a 2nd and 6. I beg your pardon, Duncan with the carry. So he gains 4 yards. A 2nd and 6 for the Knights. Busenbark under center, Duncan behind him. Motion man Westbrook, option play right side. A keeper by Busenbark, fumbles, but the ball picked up by a lineman, and Chase Fishbeck rams it down to the 5-yard line. There you go, Chase.
I'll tell you what, Chase Fishbeck may have just saved Farmington's game chances here, and maybe the chances at a home game in a playoff next week. Wow, this is a funny game, and that ball could have bounced the other way, but Farmington's going to get at least one more shot at it.
Busenbark got popped that time on a crown collision, bringing up a 3rd and 2 here. They'll run a little motion now, check over with the sideline. Over on the left side, it's a one-on-one with safety help as Kraus lines up deep over on the left side. Motion man Westbrook once again, straight pitch to him. It's a pitch play right side, and Westbrook's inside of the 5-yard line. 1st down, Farmington. It'll be a 1st and goal at the 3. Boy, it's going to be muscle on muscle from here on out, Luke.
Oh, I tell you what, I don't see Farmington going to the air, but you got a lot of options here. You got a lot of guys you can put the ball in their hands. And I'll tell you what, Central's got the big guys up front to stuff them too.
The officials are eyeing that 1st down marker. It seemed to me like it was pretty easy to see that it was a 1st down, but they're continuing to look at that. They may even bring the sticks over.
Boy, I thought it was so close. I thought Tappan almost scored on that play. But yeah, I definitely would have thought he would have picked up the 1st down. They kind of gave him a little bit short on the spot from up here, but
they'll bring the sticks over. I thought it was for sure going to be a 1st down, but not so fast, Chad Speaker. So they'll bring the sticks over from the far sideline and stretch them out. And it is. It's not that close, actually. It doesn't even touch the football. It was a 1st down by 2.5 feet. So 3:14 remaining in regulation. 21-17. Central leads. Farmington football. Last time the Knights were this close, it was an interception in the end zone. Busenbark comes under center. Duncan behind him. Long count. Motion man Westbrook. Everybody will check over to the sideline to see if they want to change the play. 1st and goal Knights. 3:05 remaining in regulation. Ball at the 3-yard line. Busenbark under center again. Still a long count. Busenbark keeps it behind his line. Shoves forward. Touchdown Knights! Farmington leads! 2:56 remaining in the 4th quarter. A 3-yard touchdown run. Brant Busenbark. Farmington 23. Central 21.
And Farmington's offense finally getting it done. They didn't make it look easy, and it was everything they wanted, but getting it done here in the 4th quarter. And Brent Busenbark, the guy who's been the leader of this offense all season long, punching it in from 3 yards out.
Lots of time left, Luke Mel.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of time left. 23-21. This extra point could be huge, too, because Bridges has a nice leg. He's the kicker for Central. Snap is muffed. Busenbark rolls to his left side. He's at the 5, looking for the end zone. Dives! He's in there! A 2-point conversion! Brant Busenbark scooped it up off the turf, used some speed to get to the outside, and muscled it in for 2. So Busenbark muscles it in for the touchdown from 3, and then muscles it in for the 2-point conversion. Farmington by 4, 21, and now it's going to take a touchdown for Central to stay in it. 2:56 left. Your kickoff after this 30-second timeout.
Are you one of those unfortunate people whose vehicle was damaged by hail this spring? Are you still waiting to have your damage repaired? Since April, Brad Wooten Auto Body has been fixing hail-damaged vehicles nonstop with a 10,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility, factory-trained ASE and ICAR certified technicians. Brad Wooten Auto Body has the facility and staff to fix your vehicle right now. They are a direct repair facility for most major insurance companies and feature a written lifetime warranty. Call Brad Wooten Auto Body at 573-546-BUMP.
Kickoff coming up from Braden Krause. And the deep man for Central is Nick Haney.
Well, Park Hills in the second half, they've kind of went to the ground and pound game. They haven't had a lot of big explosive plays aside from the big 75-yard run to Harlow, obviously. They've been kind of chipping away at it. They're going to have to move the ball a little bit faster if they want to get into this one.
2:56 left, and they've got one timeout as Krause hammers this thing. This thing lands on the end line in the back of the end zone. No chance for a return, but a chance for Central still to win this game. 2:56 remaining in the fourth. 25-21. Farmington leads Central ball. Our touchdown scoring drive brought to you by Auto Plaza 4, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of DeSoto and Fredericktown.
Well, this was a great drive here. Farmington, nice long, over 4 minutes off the game clock, 13 plays. And Farmington, it didn't come easy. I mentioned that before. But Brent Busenbark punching it in from 3 yards out, 55 yards. And then the 2-point conversion is good as well. Farmington's up 25-21 here in the fourth quarter.
Central looking for the comeback now. They're not going to use that triple I formation. Instead, they'll spread it out. Bridges and Harlow in the backfield. Bridges the quarterback. 2 wides to each side. Bridges will set his wide receivers, bark it out, hands it off to Harlow. Harlow attacking through the guards. Breaks 2 tackles. He's to the middle to the 30-yard line. Gains 10 yards. And he just pounded 2 guys on a crown collision.
Boy, he sure did. And it doesn't come easy. And Farmington's got to watch out. You know, they're going to spread them out. But Harlow, we see what happens when he gets in some open space.
This guy's a head knocker now. 1st and 10. 2 minutes and 48 seconds remaining in regulation. 2 wide receivers to each side. Harlow beside Bridges in the backfield. They hand it off to him again. Harlow through the middle. He fumbles it. Ball on the deck. Ball on the deck. Bodies everywhere. I think Central recovered it. It's going to be a gain of 12 yards on the fumble recovery.
Wow, I tell you what, that was Richardson there. He's been playing some great defense all night long on Braden Krause.
If Farmington comes up with the ball, that game might be over, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. Central down to 1 timeout left.
But instead, they gained 12 yards on the fumble. How about that? Ball has bounced a whole lot of different ways tonight. Twins to each side, 1st and 10 for Central. They fake it. Bridges passes it over to the right side. He completes it out there, but his man stays in bounds. So the clock will run, and the pass complete right there to Nick Haney for 3 yards.
Well, it's going to be under 2 minutes before Central gets this ball snapped again.
2nd and 7.
They got to go 54 yards to win this game.
Trips to the left, Twins off to the right side. Bridges with 76 yards passing in this game. Central needs another 55 yards to take the lead, and a flag on the play. That's a flag before the play ever got started. You would think this goes against Central, but never can be sure. And a false start against Central. Well, Luke, we might have a tough time figuring out what our Unico Bank play of the game is. In fact, it might not have happened yet. Our Unico Bank play of the game brought to you by Unico Bank. Cares about you like family. For a car, home, or commercial loan, see Unico Bank. Unico Bank, banking with people like you.
Boy, there's a lot of great plays in this ball game.
We can have
It's been fun.
Yep. 1:55 remaining in the fourth. 25-21. Knights leading the Central Rebels on a 2nd and 12. Bridges looks down the field. He's back in the pocket. He has all day to throw. I mean all day. And finally fires it over the middle and incomplete. Tremendous coverage that time, Luke, by the secondary.
It sure was. And Bridges extending the play like he's done all night. I tell you what, this kid is just a veteran out there and fired it in there, trying to make a guy get open, but just wasn't there.
1 minute and 44 seconds remaining in the fourth. 25-21. Farmington leading on the 3-yard touchdown run by Brant Busenbark. But Jake Bridges, the gunslinger, out there trying to bring Central back for the victory. He's got 2 wides to the right. He's got 3 to the left. It's a 3rd and 13. Central at their own 40-yard line. Bridges looks like he wants to run. Now he's going over to the right side. He's surrounded by Knights and throws it incomplete. Farmington was all over him, and maybe some of the Knights were looking for an intentional grounding call, but Drew Harlow was at least in the area over there, and it brings up a 4th down now for Central with 1:37 left.
And this is usually where the best plays come from, right here.
You're right. This might be our play of the game. We will see. 1:37 remaining in regulation. 25-21, Farmington leading Central. 4th and 13 for Central at their own 40-yard line. Does Jake Bridges have a rabbit left in his hat? Gets the snap on the pistol, rolls to the left side. He's going to roll back to the right side now. Has 4 wide receivers downfield. He's going to chuck it downfield near first down yardage. Incomplete! The Farmington defense is held!
Well, Farmington's going to get the ball back, and I tell you what, a minute 28, Central's only got 1 timeout left. I tell you what, Central did not go down easy.
What a game, Luke. A tremendous atmosphere.
Well, this was fun, and I tell you what, I mean, this is the kind of, I just love seeing all these people here, and it was fun. The sportsmanship was great on the field.
It was. This makes you want this game every year, doesn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
The Knights not going to go to victory formation yet. 1:28 remaining in the 4th, 25-21. Farmington leads. I would anticipate they'll keep the ball in Busenbark's hands, though. And Busenbark shoves his way forward in the pile for a 5-yard gain. And you know what they're telling him. 2 hands on the ball, young man. 23 carries for Busenbark for 40 yards. It's not been easy. And the final timeout taken by the Central Rebels. What a game here at Farmington tonight. Super Bowl winner Kyle Richardson back in town, providing a golden football in commemoration of 50 Super Bowls. With Kyle, a Super Bowl champ in Super Bowl 35 with the Baltimore Ravens back in 2001. A tribute to the seniors, a remembrance of Walker Johns.
Well, it was. It's been a fun night, been a great night. You know, had some touchy moments there in the pregame, and I tell you, we've had a heck of a football game between two teams that have just battled it out, and then got to see the special moment at halftime with the Super Bowl champ there, Kyle Richardson.
Wish we could have this game every year. Busenbark under center. If Farmington gets a first down, they will go to victory formation. And Busenbark keeps it once again. He is able to just to lean forward for a yard or 2. The play clock has not yet started. It's going to be close to zeros, though, before 4th down. I mean, it's going to be really close. If Farmington is able to take 6 seconds on this play, they'll be able to wind the rest of this clock for a victory. Busenbark down under center. And, you know, he's going to keep it. The play clock is down to 10, 45 on the game clock. Busenbark looks over to the right side, comes back down under center with 3 on the play clock. 2, 1, 0. Busenbark keeps it, rolls to the right side, holds on with both hands. It'll be a loss of 2 yards. But the play clock not yet activated. The game clock is at 27, 26, 25. There's your ball game. The play clock hasn't started. Farmington does not have to run 4th down. And these Knights win this battle of St. Francis County 25-21. And what a ball game, Luke. Both teams, a tip of the cap. Well played. Farmington started out well. The adjustment by Central to come back in the second half. And then the thrilling last couple of minutes touchdown run by Brant Busenbark to seal the victory for the Knights.
And that's got to be our play of the game, that 3-yard touchdown run to put Farmington back up on top. Back and forth game, everything you wanted in this game. Central took the lead there late in the 3rd quarter, and looks like they had a lot of the momentum in the second half. Farmington just found a way to come back and win. And like you said, it's been a fun 2 years here watching these two teams. They only scheduled this year and last year, and like you said, it'd be nice to see them play every year.
All right, we're going to step aside for 1 minute, and then we'll recap it and bring you all the stats from this game. We'll do that in 1 minute as Farmington wins 25-21, and the Knights now a 4-5 regular season. The Central Rebels 7-2. We're back to wrap it up in a minute right here on KREI.